When I heard that I had the opportunity to fight him, I was like, hell motherfucking yes. Hell yes. Hell yes. This is the kind of fight that I fucking want to do right here, and I'm going to be able to, like, you know, get it on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be able to rumble with this kid because he's going to want to bring it, and I'm going to bring it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of fight that I know that he can't beat me in. You know what I'm saying? He can't fight me a certain way because he doesn't know how to do it, you know? And I'm used to that shit. I've been doing it for years. You can't have a slow start doing that. You can't have a late start doing it. So when I got the opportunity to fight this kid, you know, I was very happy, you know?
Does it bother you when people say you're boring? Do you work to try to shed that label?
Hell no. Do you ever fucking see Andre Ward's fight? And when he wins and they sit there and say, oh, how boring he is, you think that motherfucker gives a fuck? Hell no. You know, Bernard Hopkins has been getting accused of being boring for years. I mean, I hate to take it to boxing and stuff like that, but these are combat athletes. Nobody gives a fuck about that, man. I'm concerned about the motherfucking W, you know? My record is 21-3. And you think that that's attributed to me giving a fuck about people fucking how they feel about me fighting? Hell no. I'm going out there and I'm gonna fucking win. I'm gonna win. I'm not a circus elephant, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these fucking kids out there trying to please some other motherfucker who never fucking balled up his fist in his life to do a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to win by any means necessary. And yes, I want to put on the value of entertainment, but that's just dependent on the style of the fight. You can't control that.
What up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast. I am Pulver, and I'm here with my co-host, Chris Medaffer, yet again. What up, dog?
Super excited about tomorrow.
I am too, surprisingly, for a card that a lot of people don't seem hyped about.
See, yes.
I was joking. Chris is not hyped about the UFC card.
See, because, you beat me to it. I was going to say, yes, well, the Pittsburgh card does have some good fights in there. There was a boxing match, tomorrow that's just a little bit pretty hyped itself.
That's right. We'll definitely talk about that a bit in the show because, holy shit, yeah, it's real good. And a bunch of shows talked about it this week. But we should give a little bit of an intro. If you guys haven't heard the show before, since I know we got a bunch of new listeners over the last week or so, we are a podcast that breaks down MMA podcasts you should be listening to. I have a lot of time at work where I can listen to podcasts, and as a result, I mostly just started listening to a shitload of MMA ones, and I feel like there isn't a comprehensive, just way to find what decent podcasts have come out every week, especially in the MMA sphere. So we wanted to put together a show where we kind of go through that and I don't know, kind of give a shout out to all the dope shows that get me through my goddamn day at work. Really,
we're basically like an aggregator for whatever you want to call it for an MMA podcast.
Exactly. Which, speaking of which, right up at the top, we should give a shout out to MMApodcast.com. Shouted us on there last week, so big shout out to them. Because that's where I honestly find out about most new shows. That's why I get caught off guard by stuff like Talkin' Talker, DC's new show, because I never expect it. Anything, if it's not on that list, it's hard to find. So, pretty dope. But we'll get into format. If you guys don't know, every week we go and we pick a MMA podcast you should catch, one you should skip, one you can't miss, and a new MMA podcast, since there are a fucking billion of them, and no one has the time to listen to all of them at once, so we're trying to slowly work our way through it. So we'll get into format. Why don't you start us off, Chris, with what MMA podcasts you recommend people catch this week?
I'm thinking of Can't Miss. Yeah.
Oh, wait, first, before we even do that, we should mention briefly on our intro, David Branch is just throwing shade all over.
Yeah, that was great.
Awesome.
Surprisingly, I didn't listen to the MMA Fortnight for once.
Yeah, and we'll get into the whole episode in a bit later.
I didn't realize David Branch was on there.
Yeah, that intro of him literally just throwing shade on everyone, being like, hell, when they told me I got Luke Rockhold, I was like, hell yeah.
Hell motherfucking yeah.
Hell motherfucking yeah. Like, and then Ariel asked him, so do you ever worry about fans saying you're boring? He's like, hell no.
Yeah.
Just a great fucking super honest.
He's basically saying, if they ever try to put gloves on, they wouldn't know what the fuck to do. So it's basically
it's the funniest shit to me. So I really like that clip from David Brand. So we're using that on our intro, and we actually have a couple good ones this week. But before I interrupted you, why don't you get us to your catch for
catch
this?
It's a podcast I hadn't listened to before. It's the MMA Heat with Karen Bryant and Alan Joban.
That's a great podcast. It's underrated.
Yeah, because I kind of looked up a list. I'm like, wow, I should actually kind of like start diversifying again as far as listening.
MMApodcast.com. Check it out.
Yeah.
It just lists whatever new shit came out.
But they talked about first, what's the deal with Ray Borg firing his nutritionist due to poor... She was basically asking Alan, so what do you think it was? I mean,
if you're firing your nutritionist...
Yeah, the story was that he contracted a virus, an illness. Alan was saying it was most likely due to weight cutting, a poor weight cut.
It has to be if you fire your nutritionist during it.
Yeah.
But yeah...
And she was just asking him different things about weight cutting process, and... what time of the training camp do you need to start weight cutting, that kind of thing. How's your diet?
Oh, that's cool.
So that was cool for me to listen to because I haven't really heard a fighter give, besides watching The Ultimate Fighter when they kind of have limited information about
or like countdowns, or
because they never still actually really show the weight cutting process as far as the diet. Like,
did you ever see the one with Cyborg dying, trying to make 140? They made like a whole doc. There's like a whole embedded slash doc.
I didn't see that, but
I think it was just a doc.
I do remember tough when Gabe Rudiger was a complete apathetic pussy, not willing to wanting to cut weight, and he passed out and was naked at the pool. That was hilarious.
Yeah, see, I would agree with it. I wouldn't agree, but I felt no
empathy for him. I didn't give a shit. This guy's an idiot.
Also, Ultimate Fighter is kind of weird though because of that.
That was season 5, which is still my favorite season of all time because there's Nate Diaz is on there. And
that's a good one.
It was BJ Penn too with not Chris Pulver, fucking Jens Pulver. Duh, that's you. And I don't think you're on there.
No, I definitely wasn't on there. I was definitely the fat kid watching it. But yeah, big Jens Pulver fan though. That's a great season overall.
Yeah, because I was.
What's his face was on there too. A bunch of people were on.
Was
Gray Maynard on that?
Yeah, Gray Maynard was on that. Nate Diaz.
There's a Canadian.
Manny Gambirian because his cousin Caro Parisian was like,
Caro.
bro, like wanted to fight Nate, and Nate's like, let's go, motherfucker. And he's like 21. He's like the youngest.
That motherfucker. Goddamn Nate Diaz.
And the best part of that season though was when Andy Wang did not listen to his coaches at all. Didn't listen to BJ, basically saying, "Go to the ground. You're a fucking black belt in jiu-jitsu."
Andy Wang
and all he wanted to do was stand and bang, and had terrible striking, terrible
stand and wang.
Yeah, stand and wang, and then he fucking cried after he lost. And all BJ did was he just mocked him. Wah, wah. He's like, get the fuck off my team, bro.
I use that GIF all the time.
Yeah.
that wham GIF, I use that all the time. If you see me on forums, you see the wham GIF.
And Andy's like, oh, I want to die in the ring like a samurai. Honor my family. Like, come on, dude.
You could definitely do that on the ground also, dog. You don't have to be standing and wanging. So I was talking about is they continue talking about the nutrition and the weight cutting. Alan Joban said he doesn't fault Ray Borg for wanting to fight because he clearly wanted to fight. It was the doctors that said, sorry, you can't do it. He said you can't afford, though, however, to have a poor weight cut in a championship fight camp. Like, come on, it's championship pedigree fight camp. UFC is currently aiming, and they already just did, rebook the fight between DJ and Borg for 216. Yep, which is tight.
And they're trying to decide, should that be the main event, or should Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson be the main event? What say you? I guess you put DJ versus Borg because of the whole record-breaking thing. Yeah. And you fulfill DJ's wishes of being like a main card on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I could see that. I really like... I like Cejudo still to get that fight.
Well, Cejudo just said today,
it's not happening, but
he wants to fight someone else.
He wants Pettis, right? No?
Cejudo, I think, wants to fight Benavidez again because he's like, I beat that motherfucker. And
I can see that, and I think he doesn't want to fight Pettis. like that's not a great fight for him. Actually, I don't know.
Even if he does that karate style, I mean, I could see him doing well in the clinch.
He looked good in that fucking... We'll talk about it in a bit, but goddamn did Cejudo look good.
Of course, John Kavanaugh is like, oh, he reminds me of a certain fighter, Lyoto Machida. Yeah. Oh wait, Connor.
Oh right, yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I said Lyoto Machida, karate master.
For real.
You can even say fucking Wonder Boy or some shit.
You mean the 8 people that have done that? You mean Jared Villel or whoever the fucking... That's not who it was. What the fuck is the dude's name? Who is
even
on
GSP
UFC
did,
2?
Even GSP did karate style too.
Oh well, yeah. Up until he got tackled and beat the fuck up a couple times.
Wrestling,
yeah. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
The Karen Bryant and Alan Judman were discussing by the numbers. Nunes was outstruck by a small margin. How should a close fight be scored? Moving forward and throwing strikes, or moving backwards and throwing strikes? Nunes proved her cardio was good and can last in later rounds.
Yeah, a lot of shows talked about that this week. Like
like Heavy Hands.
The amount of scoring.
Submission radios, they talked about how much she scored.
The amount scoring plays into
co-main event. Yeah, talked about that.
Bisbing's show talked about it. The MMA Outsiders talked about it. It was a big topic of conversation.
Karen thought Nunes would land more and use her power early. Alan credits Valentina for having excellent striking volume. Will Valentina drop to 125 and Nunes go up to 145? What about the trilogy fight? Possibly. They think both of them will drop and go up before a trilogy fight happens. Because Valentina will want to prove a point, be saying, I will destroy flyweight.
For sure.
And Nunes are like, I can beat the Chris Cyborg. Or whoever the fuck's going to be the champ.
No, she does not want that fight. No. She definitely is looking for
Rafael dos Anjos looked awesome. And he might have a case for a title shot, considering the fact that he said...
Didn't Joe Van lose to RDA?
Did they ever fight? Because Joe Van's never lightweight. Because remember, this is only RDA's second... This was only his third fight in welterweight, or second fight.
Who did he fight that's like RDA?
At welterweight?
No, wait. He doesn't train at Kings. Is that what I'm doing? He trains at Kings, right?
Ooh, Joe Ban too?
Yeah.
I think so.
Joe Ban, okay, that's what I'm fucking
Because is RDA still there, or did RDA leave?
No, yeah.
No, he left.
I think...
No, RDA left.
Yeah, he left. Yeah. But I think Pat Wyman, I had talked about their sparring before. I was trying
yeah, because they spar each other.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out where I'd heard about them, fighting. But yeah, no, I think it was sparring.
Yeah, according to Rafael dos Anjos, they were going to offer him a title shot against Tyron Woodley already, even after he beat Tarek Stephanie, if
Maya dropped out.
Because, technically it doesn't make sense to be on rankings, but there's no way Dana would want Wonder Boy to fight again.
And I've heard they do that for big cards. They'll put a backup fighter. They'll pay him to just train in case the fight falls out. They say you get it, so just train and be ready. And I'm guessing they don't pay him much, but I'm hoping they pay him something.
Karen and Alan think that RDA should fight Robbie Lawler next for title eliminator because of the fact that Wonder Boy Masvidal's fighting.
That would be a fun
fight.
But
they also said though the winner of Wonder Boy Masvidal should just fight the winner of Lawler and RDA.
The winner of Masvidal,
Wonder
Boy should get the champ.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
in my opinion.
Well, no. Here's how it goes. If
Masvidal wins,
he gets Robbie, which that.
You mean he gets Woodley?
He gets Woodley, which would be a fucked up fight. That would be a crazy
If Wonder Boy
fight.
wins, technically speaking, because he's
they won't give him
I know they won't, but I'm saying technically speaking, because he's number one rated, he would deserve to, technically speaking.
Plus, I think honestly, Tyron's gonna fight George next when George loses to Mike.
We'll see, because George said just a couple days ago, if I lose the fight, I'm going to retire.
Bullshit.
But it's bullshit.
I think if he loses the fight, he's gonna fight Tyron.
Yeah, or Connor.
Actually, no. He'll probably no. I think
Tyron... You know what? Someone brought up a point.
No, you know what? Connor's a way easier fight. You're right. It's totally Connor. Because Connor doesn't train with fucking Ben Askren, dog.
And this is the thing, too. I can't remember. I'll look at it in my notes, but there was a podcast I listened to this week. They're like, imagine if RDA does get the next title shot against Woodley, and say he beats Woodley, guess who's going to fight RDA?
Not Connor.
No, Connor, because it'll be the 170 fight, and they'll be like, oh, I can beat him. He used to be a lightweight. He'll have that mentality, and they'll give him the fight.
If he beats fucking
Woodley,
I don't know if he wants...
Well, I mean, yeah.
Actually, he wants more of RDA than Woodley, I'll tell you that much. He wants nothing to do with Woodley. Yeah. Woodley would
and they even said they're cool. They even, met and shit. And
Woodley would wrestle fuck Connor to death. It would be ugly. There would be... Just the size difference on those two dudes, it would be disastrous.
Yeah, no, it would. I don't agree. That'd be a pleasant outcome for McGregor and his camp. So Karen and Joe Ben were saying, yeah, Robbie Lawler versus RDA would be great. I agree. Talked about Gilbert Melendez's leg after his fight against Jeremy Stevens. Holy shit. And what a performance. And we'll talk about this, but what a performance by Jeremy Stevens. Holy shit.
Yeah. Guess who?
Easily a 30-26.
Did you have him on your team last week?
He was on my team. Got me a lot of points. Thank you so much.
Shitload of points. Didn't he get you like 20
and
points? And
RDA, thank you. Got me RDA got me 25.
Got you 20, yeah.
And
fuck.
Jeremy Stevens got me 15.
You went from being like second to last to first place.
No, I was in last.
No,
that one
guy who's MIA.
Who finally had fighters fight. Yeah. He has 29 points, so he did get.
He had 29 points because he had both people in the main event.
Oh, he had both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, I guess technically that's kind of a good auto roll, but I think that's also the dude who has Ronda Rousey on his team.
I think he does.
So
I think he does.
It says a lot that it's auto rolled.
Okay, anyways, I'll move forward faster. RDA looked awesome. I have a case for a title shot. Joe Van discussed the difference in pain depending on where you get kicked in the leg, above the knee, below the knee, calf. I think he said like right where your calf connects under your knee is the most painful.
Yeah.
Will Rockhold's loss to Bisping weigh on him in this camp? I don't know. Who knows?
That's
I did
the
watch
big question.
The countdown, and he does look pretty calm.
He always looks like a cocky motherfucker.
But that too. Their prediction is Rockhold is going to KO David Branch.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. He's very dynamic.
If Rockhold wins, he definitely either KOs or subs David. I don't. He could win a decision. I just don't see that happening. Like, I feel like if Rockhold is winning this fight early, he's gonna win it big. But David Branch is confident as shit. So we'll see, man. It'll be fun.
So yeah, that was my catch this. Mainly, I wanted to pick something I hadn't heard before, and I was impressed with how the show was. And I liked it.
I have a really weird catch this week that most people probably wouldn't expect. For my catch this week, I have the Adam Carolla show. He had on Stephen A. Smith in studio at the beginning to ramble about sports.
See, I don't mind Stephen A. Smith in real life.
Adam Carolla actually likes him, and he was not terrible on this.
It's just when he's on TV, it gets bad.
And yeah, he still says inflammatory shit that like you're like, all right, bro, let's tone this down a little bit. Like he acts like it seems like he acts like he knows a lot more about boxing than he does. He says he's really into boxing, but he is.
Like, I just saw, I don't have cable.
He's not like fucking, he's not Skip Bayless style, but he's
no, remember when we were discussing him, like, let me guess, he's going to say something about Tim Tebow. Remember I told you those things? And then we heard it, and he was like, Tim Tebow! You know, I'm like, God damn it.
is the worst person on the planet.
But, like fucking Stephen A. Smith, he's smart. If he brings up race-related stuff, it triggers too many people who are insensitive about that, and that's just sad for them, but he was talking about the running back for the Carolina Panthers. He's white, Christian McCaffrey. He's like, y'all know, if Christian McCaffrey was a brother, he'd actually be getting attention. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. He goes, how many white running backs do you see in the NFL?
For real.
So, yeah, but you said he wasn't that bad, though, on the Carolla show?
He wasn't that bad. Nothing notable, though. And then
how was his MMA knowledge
they didn't even get into that.
Oh, okay.
And then Steve Cofield and RJ Bell came on to talk boxing and MMA with Adam, which, if you guys don't know, Adam was a Golden Gloves boxer growing up, and never fought MMA or anything, but he...
I forgot, is he from, like...
North Hollywood.
Okay, I knew he was from LA. I thought he was from LA or San Diego.
Born and raised North Hollywood, and lives up in the hills now. But yeah, but he's a super nice guy too, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned on here that I've met him a couple times, thanks to my buddy Superfan Gio, who does all of his he's Adam Carolla's archivist. I hung out with him in Dune and went up and saw them. Everybody, they're all fucking sweethearts. I got real drunk on Carolla makes a sangria called Mangrita, but it has vodka. It's like
like Mangrita.
Yeah, it's called, but it has like vodka in it. It's like 20-something%. They had it on tap at the warehouse. Got a little drunk, and then I told Dr. Drew he needs to have Engineer Anderson on his podcast.
Oh, you met Dr. Drew? That's fine.
Yeah, well, I talked to Dr. Drew one time while I was drunk at a warehouse, at Adam Carolla's warehouse. Anyway, this got way off topic. I wanted to segue. Oh, actually, also, that same day, I met Aubrey Marcus fucking at Adam Carolla's warehouse. A weird day. Anyway, so Steve Cofield and RJ Bell came on to talk boxing and MMA. They talk a lot about Floyd and whether he's going to come out of retirement and who they think he would come out of retirement for. Which a lot of them said that they thought if Canelo won, that Floyd might come out to fight at Canelo again. which I don't know if he would go forward with it. But they also
he did fight him 2 years ago, but still he's training all the time.
And that was a way different Canelo than we've seen
Canelo's
recently.
Way better now.
They also talk about whether the Diaz brothers or Ferguson are going to box. Tony Ferguson.
Oh, like a boxing match?
Yeah. Like whether they have those coming up, which I hope. I fucking hope.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. They actually, at one point, I think the joke gets made. They're like, Adam jokes that, like, oh yeah, the Diaz. I hope both the Diaz brothers or I hope the Diaz brothers end up boxing Conor. They're like 2-on-1. Like, by the way, that would. You want to see Conor die in a ring? Jesus Christ. That was talked about John Jones' instability and his inability to stay out of any kind of trouble. Just he's constantly getting caught up in bullshit. And then it becomes a regular Adam Carolla show kind of shit. Deaf Frat Guy calls in, who's the fucking best. Oh yeah, bro. If you don't know Deaf Frat Guy, he is a deaf frat guy who used to call into Adam Carolla's show. Super real person, super not a character of a guy who had been on Carolla's show and made a music album. That's definitely not Deaf Frat Guy. Deaf Frat Guy is definitely a different person. And he says, "Oh yeah, bro," a lot. And Deaf Frat Guy is suing. He's mad at Mike August. Made a new show on the Ace Network called All Balls. Because of course, Deaf Frat Guy used to have this segment called JV or All Balls. And because then he would tell you, like, is something JV or is it all balls? All balls, of course, being the good thing. So Deaf Frat Guy is going to sue with Poochie's uncle. So that was all a great segment.
The whole segment sounds so confusing.
Dude, it's got it's been going on for 10 years. So I can't even tell you. It's a deep reference. Go check out Adam Carolla's show back in 2006, which is one of the first podcasts. Let's see. Adam briefly interviews Canelo in like a pre-tape segment.
Oh,
which is pretty cool through a translator. But it's Canelo. You can tell
Wait, Canelo doesn't speak that much English.
So Adam will ask
it more, Adam understand it better.
Exactly. The translator doesn't translate for what Adam is
verbatim,
saying. No. The translator only translates what Canelo is saying, not what Adam
I see.
is
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
Because he can understand it, he just isn't comfortable enough speaking in it.
Oh, that reminds me. That's what Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was like when I saw an interview with him today.
Being a giant dick about it.
Well, he just hates his own son. But I could tell when the American interviewer was asking questions, you could see him like understanding, but then the he'd say same thing,
for sure. And then Adam also briefly talked to Bernard Hopkins a bit about why he likes Canelo in the fight.
Did he ask him why the fuck are you still fighting Bernard Hopkins? You're too old.
No, he didn't, because Adam loves Bernard
Hopkins.
Adam loves boxers.
Did you see his last fight?
No.
He fought a 27-year-old dude? Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I think I showed you. I showed you the GIF.
Did, yeah.
Punched him in the face. He physically flew out of the ring in between the ropes.
You did.
Almost smacked his head on the table, and no one was there to catch him. Like, oh my god.
That's not. That's upsetting. Oh boy, I forgot all about that. Let's not, Chris. Let's not.
I'm telling him, sorry. See, I would ask him, hi Bernard, I hope everything's well. Have you retired yet?
For sure. Also, shouts out to that motorcycle. We're definitely sponsored by them, so go buy that. And that was our sweet sponsor drop. It was straight up exactly like
if
how...
you like substance and style, go with Indian motorcycles.
No, that was...
If you like...
That was our reference to my skip for this week, which we'll get into in a bit, on how they just fucking drop sponsor reads into the middle of a sentence, and it's the most annoying shit. Luis Gomez. We'll talk about you in a minute. But yeah, that was my catch for this week. Adam Carolla's show, every once in a while, he loves MMA, and he's a huge boxing fan. Like I said, Golden Gloves. He always goes and either has parties or goes to like Jimmy Kimmel's house for boxing and MMA fights.
Oh, because Jimmy Kimmel's a big fan of that.
Well, and they're like best friends and shit, and Jimmy always throws parties for that kind of shit. So it's just cool hearing him talk about boxing, because dude's super knowledgeable, and he'll make weird references. Like, they were joking about, Adam was joking about, oh, I was going to fight my sister for a while there, but I wanted to use 8-ounce Reyes gloves, and she didn't want me using the Mexican style puncher gloves. That's my style. Like, I have her right above, oh god, I want to say AWOL Bambose, but that's an MMA fighter. He named some fucking super deep boxing cut of some dude who like 8 people know of, and everyone in the room that knew boxing was like, Jesus, that's a good reference. Like, dude knows boxing real well and is super into it. So, pretty cool episode, and I just enjoy Carolla in general. I think he's a funny motherfucker. And it's worth checking out. I don't recommend checking... the way to listen to his show nowadays is avoid political guests if you're anyone that's not an old white dude. Or you can specifically look for guests that you like. That's what I normally do. Like if I see, like, Ari Shaffir was on recently, and that shit's great. Just Ari talking about his crazy trip to Taiwan and trying to bang hookers.
I saw a picture of him flipping off a monkey, and he's like, yeah, you're not supposed to look at monkeys in the eyes because they get really hyper. And he's like, well, he doesn't do shit. That's when they bite
your fingers
he's
and
like,
eat
well,
your junk. Yeah,
he's like, well, he didn't do shit, so fuck this monkey.
That's hilarious. But yeah, anyway, great episode. So why don't we get into your skip for this week? And we should clarify Eugene S. Robinson in the If I Did It style. No, wait, is it Knuckle Up? It's Knuckle Up. No, it's If I Did It. Anyway, Eugene S. Robinson style, just because, or no, what am I talking about? Crybabies Bedwetters. It's from Care Don't Care. If you... We're not saying that people should never listen to your show for saying it's a skip. We're saying that this episode, I was more upset listening to it than I would have been if I never heard it. And it often has to do with your audio quality or decision-making on ads, Luis Gomez. So why don't we get into yours?
Yeah,
and then
this one, I didn't get through all of it because I like both of these guys. And to be fair, I haven't actually listened to this podcast probably about a whole year or more.
Oh, wow.
I almost forgot about this one. Severe MMA is my skip.
I've been skipping that for a while.
I like them. Their Irish accents,
they're cool.
They don't bother me. I know sometimes they might be hard to understand, but
yeah, a lot of football talk and a lot of
yeah, they did talk about football and like the Champions League. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't even watch like football. And like, if I did support a team, I might be Chelsea. I guess I don't know. See, I don't care enough. You know, I'm not on that Real Madrid, Barcelona fucking bandwagon.
I'm all about the San Diego Sockers, bro. The favorite league of Europe. Even the name is their favorite.
Yeah.
Should we call the San Diego Footballers?
That'd be appropriate. Let's get hyped for lacrosse, by the way, dude. It's coming to San Diego.
Oh, sweet. I love watching fat dudes run around in pads.
Yeah, or pretentious frat bros, saying, I play sport. Yeah, have you never played lacrosse, bro? You're clearly not athletic.
Yo, it's like less gay rugby, bro.
Want to go get some chicks in the quad later after practice, dude, after I shower you off?
Oh.
But,
and by chicks, we mean more dudes, right? Just the cut-off shirt kind.
Oh, dude, it doesn't matter if she was drunk. She didn't say no.
It's weird that all of the dorm is in Hillcrest. There's a San Diego reference for you. And also, I apologize. Super offensive, I apologize. Keep going.
They said if a fight seems to be even, a draw should always be called. They kind of feel like judges should kind of be more lenient towards that and not afraid to be calling draws nowadays.
I could see that.
Basically, specifically, they both thought Shevchenko Nunes probably and should have been a draw. In their opinion.
It depends on if she gets point taken for eye pokes.
Yeah.
Because the fucking finger out thing with John, a lot of people were talking shit about on forums this week.
The 10-point must system is becoming annoying. Women's bantamweight division is interesting.
All these are good points so far, yeah.
Shevchenko could stay there, or even better, just beat up on the flyweights once the poor soul becomes champion on tough. Is like, yay, I'm champ for now.
Right.
Nunes, they think, will probably go fight Cyborg if Holly doesn't. I don't know. I don't buy that.
I don't buy it.
What I did like is them saying is they think Rocky Pennington deserves a shot.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that. Ariel said that this week, which we'll get to.
I like that. They said Connor will fight RDA. Yeah, that's just the podcast I heard from you. If RDA beats Woodley in a title fight, yeah. We discussed that. They said Cejudo deserves to fight DJ next, but Henry Cejudo says he wants a fight first before that.
Good for him.
The one
I like
point,
calling your shot like that. Like, yeah, you probably do need... It's probably not fair to throw you right back into DJ, and that's fair, man. You could probably use the extra 6 months to a year for it.
The one point that I did like a lot, and I know, excuse me, other podcasts discussed as well, is what was going on with Gavin Tucker being allowed to be beaten half to death as the ref watched, and this
Co-Main had a good segment on that.
Yeah, that's the other podcast that I had it in mind. They said it would say terrible look for Edmonton in Alberta, Canada, considering that Tom Hague just died in Edmonton a couple months ago. In a boxing match where he was knocked down 3 times in the first round, and then let the fight continue.
Yeah, Tim Hague,
I forgot, did he die?
Tim Hague, the former MMA fighter.
Did he die?
No, afterwards in the hospital. Yeah. But yeah, Tim Hague, the former MMA fighter. I think he went into a coma and then passed away. Super, super fucking sad story, and yeah, the Edmonton Commission is completely fucking incompetent, which is fucked up because Jaron Vallel. I don't know if he was the guy in that match. He was the guy in one of the matches that there was a big beating in because there was a couple of them on this card. But Jaron Vallel has been good in the past. But man, sometimes shit goes bad. And Edmonton is just in general seems to have been a shit commission, especially in the last couple of years. Jordan Breen has been complaining about this for a long time. And he's one of those guys that's very good about catching that shit early. He's been complaining about fucking Mike England. I almost called him Mike Engvall. Wow. Just combining blue-collar comedy tour people with refs now. Which, to be fair, they all look like them.
Mike Engvall or Bill Engvall?
It was Bill Engvall, but Mike England. So.
Oh, yeah.
It's real close. But yeah, Jordan Breen's been complaining about Mike England since 2010 or something like that, saying he's going to get somebody killed. And then, meanwhile, Mike England's just watching people go to sleep in front of him. But yeah, anyway, do you have anything else on your skip?
No.
Perfect. Well, yeah, that's one of those shows. I need to go catch one of their episodes again because it's definitely been one of those that I haven't caught in a bit. So why don't we get to my skip, which is Goddamn Believe You Me 29. Did you listen to this?
No, but your boy Luis or Luis?
Oh, Luis Gomez. So many things.
Okay, what was that thing he said last weekend? That was a fucked up thing. Oh, about the eye, right? He said something about an eye.
Oh, yeah. He said eye pokes aren't that big a deal to Mike Bisping, who fucking has half an eye from an eye poke in a fight. Let's see. So here things this week. Jason Perillo, of course, Michael Bisping's striking coach. Lewis and Mike are all in studio in New York. Also, about 4 or 5 other people are in studio in that room, which fucking is brutal. They're not talking. They're just in the background,
just, breathing.
Well, it's the person doing it. There's one dude who they know who somewhat talks. There's a dude who gets hit in the arm by Michael Bisping. It's a fucking weird show. Perillo, I think part of it is because Jason Perillo and Luis Gomez are smoking weed the whole time, and Michael Bisping gets all pissy because he doesn't want to promote weed. Also. At one point, Bisping says Callum edit that out, which I think means Callum actually edits the podcast for Bisping.
That's amazing.
Which is fucking hilarious. It makes perfect sense.
That's amazing.
Anyone that knows anything about Callum knows he's super savvy with computers and the internet.
That's fucking hilarious.
I've talked to him on the UG. I'm sure you've talked to him on Reddit, or at least been in threads and shit. Yeah. He's a nice guy, for sure. I hooked him up with something.
Yeah, that dude's just a kid. Isn't he 17? I think he's 18 now.
I think he's 18. He's been crushing wrestling tournaments, evidently, lately. So, big props to that dude. Super nice guy. And he lets shit roll off his shoulders real well. If you're on the UG, I don't think he's on the UG anymore, but he was, and people were saying fucking horrible things. And it's just he that dude rolls with the punches real well. He's a smart kid.
Well, I think it's funny the fact that
he's good at the internet. He knows
it's funny since
shitheads are
in
gonna be
Anaheim.
shitheads.
I'm running, but the kid's accent is half American, half English. It's a real trip.
Well, dude, yeah, if you grow up in a house with someone with a fucked up accent, you'll pick up a little bit of a fucked up accent. Every once in a while I'll say words weird because my fucking dad said words weird when I was growing up because he's from Jersey. So I say chocolate all the time. I never say chocolate. I'm fucking with you. I was in Jersey one time. Someone ordered a chocolate chip ice cream.
Jesus.
I was like, oh my god, this is the most East Coast thing I've ever heard.
Did he need some water with that?
No, he needed some water. I'm just now I'm just turned straight Bill Burr. Anyway, Bisping shits on oxygen masks. Some dude named Ralph gets blindfolded, and then Luis Gomez, Michael Bisping, and Jason Perillo all jab him in the arm.
That sounds fun.
And they say Lewis hit hardest, but of course they say it's because Lewis actually sat down on his and fucking hit him like an asshole. And then Lewis brags about how he hit the hardest the entire episode. Lewis also gets mad that he got banned from Reddit because he kept spamming links to the show. And they're like, bro, you can't just post links to your own show in here. That's not how this works. He's like, I'm giving you content. So angry about it. Let's see. No one in the studio knows who David Branch is except for Michael Bisping of the 8 people that are in the studio.
Oh my god.
Bisping talks about USADA showing up at his house at 6 a.m. on Labor Day. Yeah, it's just rough. And then Lewis fucking puts an edited sponsor read right in the middle of a conversation. Like, someone barely ends a sentence and it goes, like, there was clearly more to the sentence that got cut out. And then he goes straight into, like, we've got this boxed meat that you can get delivered to you. It's the fucking worst thing ever.
Oh my goodness.
And then they talk about their moms beating their asses with rolling pins. Bisping says he wants the podcast to be a marijuana-free zone going forward. And then
no smoking the marijuana, guys.
No, even better. He says, you're doing a bowl.
I'm doing a bowl.
And then he says something along the lines of, I think that's the cool term for it. Or the hip term for it. Which, by the way, it's not that, Michael Bisping. You're not doing a bowl.
Dude, I love doing bowls.
Oh, bro, I do bowls on the rigs. I did hella bowls before this show. Then someone kept tapping the mic at the end. It was driving me fucking crazy. Just all over, just the kind of show that is really, like, it's one thing when I shouldn't talk shit because we have plenty of crazy episodes where either I get blacked out by the end because I get so depressed about the fucking card. Shouts out to last week with fucking DJ dropping out.
Or
and
either
real
when
sad.
I get way too fucking high.
Or when we're doing a commentary and everyone's too fucked up. But, good God, I want less people in a room if you're doing a show. I thought 4 people in a room was way too many when we did a show one time, and one of them was barely on mic. They had, like, 6 or 8 people in the room, and, like, 4 of them ended up on mic at one point. It's just way too much. It kind of, it makes everyone else distracted the entire time. It's just kind of rough. So why don't you get into your can't miss?
Oh yeah, so my can't miss is Submission Radio episode 139.
Yeah, that show's pretty good when you listen to it all the way through. Like, it's kind of like a weird combo of, I don't know.
You were saying Vivisection.
Yeah, Fortnite,
right?
Not even Vivisection, like Fortnite and Heavy Hands or something.
Yeah,
like that.
And that's what it was. Their first guest was Mike Winklejohn, one of the famous coaches at the well-known, renowned Jackson Wink in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yep.
Arguably the
fun
best
interview too.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys that you don't hear from as much. Well,
Greg Jackson's the one who does more of the talking.
I like Greg more, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mike, I like Mike, but I like Greg more. I don't know what it is. I feel like Mike is a little salty.
He is. No, Greg's definitely more kind of happier, cheerier, kind of outgoing, I guess.
I just love his calm. Yeah, he has a very calm persona. He's very relaxed.
Like, I always remember watching The Corner when Holly Holm beat Ronda.
Yeah.
He was just so happy and relaxed.
Relaxing.
Like, you're doing great work. He's like, all you gotta do is this and that. You're good to go.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
He's like your hippie dad. Or your hippie uncle came over. He's like, no, everything's cool, man. You're doing good, man.
I wish I had hippie uncles. All my uncles were drunk. So.
All my uncles are dead or old white dudes who run banks, so you're better off, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Mike Winklejohn didn't want to discuss the reason for why Ray Borg couldn't fight, besides the fact that the doctor told Borg, you can't fight.
Yeah, rough, right?
Dennis and Casper they didn't press him in the way that Errol Hawani would, as far as they try to get answers.
Which is why they get more fun guests and shit.
He's happy for his one of his his students, Mitch Clark, who decided to retire, said Clark has an engineering degree. He's very smart outside of fighting. And that's the kind of person he likes to have his other fighters kind of strive to be. He should have told us to John Jones. Carlos Condit is still focused on his family right now before coming back to fighting because, of course, Dennis and Cass were like, hey, when's Carlos coming back? We're all kind of wanting to know. He was dealing with injuries, of course, concussions, I think, and overall just health issues. But, yeah, Michael Johnson is focused purely on his family right now.
Understandably.
Wants to be with them. His other student, showing how stacked his gym is, Tyson Pedro.
You forget, right?
As great character who's going to learn from his loss and come back stronger. I had nothing but great things to say about Tyson Pedro. So he's a very humble fighter, a human being, a good guy, and he says he's only going to get better.
Yeah, he's super young. I mean, in the sport.
I think he's like 20.
I don't know how
26.
young he actually is. Yeah, might be even be older than that. But I mean, in the sport, he hasn't been around a very long time, so it's pretty interesting.
Of course, he was asked about, and I'm pretty sure, by the way, this was recorded before the B sample news came out because the B sample news came out yesterday, right? The 14th.
Yeah, something like that. Wednesday, Thursday.
And this was recorded in Australia on the 14th, but it's probably like a couple hours before the news came out.
It was either Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah.
It's because Winklejohn was claiming something about a tainted supplement during rehydration from
which, by the way, could still test positive in the B sample. Because the B sample is the same as the A sample. It's just split into 2 cups.
Yeah.
It's the same piss.
He just says there's no way John Jones would ever cheat or do steroids, that kind of thing. He just kind of danced around, or maybe he
doesn't. That's not even dancing around it.
Or maybe I think it's more or less just John Jones not telling any of his coaches the truth or what he's really doing.
Possible. We'll actually have I'll touch on that a bit later about someone saying show.
They asked him. The Heat. Mike Winklejohn thinks it's funny how the featherweight champion Chris Cyborg is calling out Holly instead of the other way around. Usually the challenger calls out the champ.
Kind of weird, for sure.
Thinks Cyborg is traditional and comes forward with a lot of power, where Nunes would be chaotic in the style and try to fight early, because they asked about what do you think of that possible matchup.
Yeah, I just don't see Nunes taking that fight.
I don't either. Dan Kelly, fellow Australian, was on there. To be honest, I kind of tuned out of this fight. He was talking a lot about...
There's a lot of accents going on at once.
Yeah, a lot of Australian accents from Melbourne. Oh, mate, where were you the other day? That kind of shit.
Oh, right.
Hey,
you ever been to fucking that one place that has the purple drink? I forget the fucking name of it. Dr. Yager's Jungle Juice? What is it called? Dr. something.
Probably some ridiculous name, right?
It's some fucking... Yeah, shouts out to Zane Lamprey. If you look up the... oh, God, what Zane Lamprey show was it? It must have been Chug? Zane Lamprey Chug in Australia? That or three... No, it must be Chug. Chug or Three Sheets in Australia, if you look up either of those shows. They had Dr. George Jungle Juice.
Oh, shit.
Some fucking... They basically just pour whatever's in the bar and do a jug and you drink it.
I've heard of Jungle Juice as far as like people putting
bullshit. They do fortified wine and I think it turned into fortified wine in Everclear or something like that. It's fucking horrific, evidently.
Dan Kelly,
way off topic.
Yeah, Dan Kelly was in China coaching their national judo team. Apparently, Chinese people are rude. See, it was weird. I was like going in and out listening to it. He's like, yeah, Chinese people sometimes are just rude. I was going on the road with my team on the bus, and this guy wouldn't fucking get out of the way. I don't know what he's talking about, but it was funny how he's describing it, though. Dan Kelly...
Australians often sound funny.
Dan Kelly is deciding, you know what, I'm not turning 40 years old this year. I'm still in my prime.
Sure. He's the oldest 40-year-old of all time, but yeah, sure.
He looks like Brett Favre.
I thought
he looks like an Australian Brett Favre.
I honestly thought he was about 48, so...
Yeah, I bet he was a good solid 45.
40, yeah. For real, probably like 45, 43, yeah.
Uriah Faber was on. We know him. He's been busy with a bunch of projects. He has been competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments to kind of help that itch for wanting to fight.
I hope he starts doing some sub-only stuff, man. That'd be cool.
They asked him about Snoop Dogg, and is he an asshole? And he said, Snoop's a nice guy off camera, and he was just drunk when trashing on Connor. His whole experience, he led to the Contender because Snoop was chain-smoking joints during the Contender series.
Yep.
Chad Mendes is super excited to get back into fighting. All he's been doing lately is hunting nonstop.
That's what Chad does, evidently. That's what TJ and everyone always says whenever they describe Chad. They're like, anytime he's not like training or fighting, he's always just off hunting somewhere in some fucking forest.
They asked Faber, how is Paige Van Zandt dealing with her going up to 125? And he talked about the difficulty with weight cutting. Apparently she'd be passing out in the bathroom. And remember, you mentioned to me last week her parents were like, holy shit.
Yeah, they said they were going to disown her if she kept cutting weight.
So he said right now she's back in her hometown in Oregon somewhere, wherever Chael and that one other Oregon
person. She trains at Chael, Chris Sunshine Williams, and that dude she's dating that we talked about.
Some guy, yeah.
That was on that podcast.
So she's back there in her hometown training against a fight against Jessica Ai, who's moving down from bantamweight to 125. This would be kind of an interesting fight. I think it'd be pretty competitive.
I'm excited about it, and I keep almost picking up Jessica Ai in our fantasy league, but like
a flex.
Yeah, like she's one of those flex that I would go with. So if you guys don't know, on the fantasy league we're in, if you put someone as a flex fighter, basically you're picking them up for only that week, and you get half the points. And I've been thinking about picking her up, but I think I already have somebody on that card that's way better. That's one of those matchups that she should win, but Jessica Ai has some Sarah McMahon in her, in that like she will just sometimes make a terrible decision in the middle of a fight, and it'll lead to disastrous consequences, which we'll talk about in the second segment where we break down last week's fights. But man.
Yeah, Faber said TJ is Cody's toughest opponent yet. For those of you who listened to the Joe Rogan Experience episode with last week that we
it was great. It was a great episode.
Probably heard of a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
TJ having temper problems, covered that again. Valentina Shevchenko was a great interview on there. She was very detailed on how she thought the fight went. She didn't watch it the day after. She watched it a couple days later, rewatched the fight.
Sure.
She's still very confident she won the 3 rounds. She thought she did. She thinks she should be champion. I did watch this fight. I remember I did watch the main event in an Uber on the way to Till 2 to see Nick's band play.
Right.
So I did watch the first. I remember I watched a couple of first rounds. And I had to skip like the 3rd round because I was like waiting for the.
Imagine more of what you were watching.
Yeah, I just remember I heard that Nunes's takedowns were a factor, but Shevchenko's face was like pretty much just clean.
I mean, everyone's face was pretty much clean. Yeah. It was super tactical, and people should not have booed. However, it was.
Who did you think won? Because I don't know if Dennis and Casper were being generous, but they said they both legitimately thought she won the fight.
Who, Amanda or Valentina?
Valentina.
A lot of people are saying that. I don't.
I think I saw the media scores.
I should be fair.
The media was half and half. Right?
I should be fair also. I have Amanda in one of my leagues. Not the one we're in, but the other league I'm in. For the Magwar League. So she got me a sweet 15 points, and I'm in I think first or second place on that league. So I am a little biased on this one, but I did think Amanda got at least 3 out of 5, maybe 4 out of 5. I mean, there were close rounds, but Valentina just did almost nothing. She would just punch when Amanda punched, which looks bad on judges' scorecards. And she gave up a decent amount of takedowns, which, when in a fight that close, if you give up a takedown, that's hard not to lose a round, yeah. Even if she did bang her with elbows a lot from the bottom, but that's kind of, I mean, elbows from the bottom, while they do count, I don't know how much they count for. It's kind of tough. So, yeah, it was definitely a rough one. But do you have anything else from that episode, or was that about it
for me?
Perfect.
How about you?
I'll get into my can't miss the Fortnight for this week. I rarely love the Fortnight just because Ariel.
It's depending on the guests.
It's 100% depending on the guests.
Show is, yeah.
100% because I like Ariel, but only in bursts and with certain people. He's great when you get someone fun in front of him, or someone like Derek Lewis or Charles Crazy Horse Bennett,
him and Derek
or Felony
Lewis
Bennett.
Each other a lot,
I should say. Yeah, those are my favorites. And this was just a giant list of people who were great with Ariel, basically. Except for when Ariel opens with the 9/11 bit. Cool, bro, I guess, because you're recording on 9/11, but let's tone it down. DJ calls in, talk about 215.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly just talk about how his coaches saw Ray Borg running in fucking plastics on the treadmill all week leading up to that fight. and that everyone was saying like he hasn't been eating at all this week, really, which it just leads to more fucking speculation about how bad the weight cut was. And DJ said he was eating all the way up until the night before the night before weigh-ins.
I think I remember me and you had discussed this. I think it was maybe a month or two ago. It's probably a month ago. Me and you weren't necessarily arguing. We were discussing which matchup is more credible for DJ, Borg or Dillashaw. I went with Dillashaw only because I was saying, but Borg has missed weight like numerous times.
You're right.
And I think that's kind of... I'm not going to say this proves my point because that's bullshit.
No, it does, but it does improve the point that TJ can make weight.
That's what I'm saying. No, yeah.
It honestly should have been Sergio Pettis.
Yeah, it should have been. I'm just saying, the only point I make is it could have been worth a gamble with DJ. Or TJ.
Oh, for sure.
Knowing that would happen with Borg. But still, that's so much more to gamble.
If you're going to gamble like that,
you'll lose more money, too.
Also, TJ's not a champ. I don't know if anyone knows.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone remembers DJ and Cody had a conversation behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was before even TJ's
It was at that big press conference. They said they talked and they were like, made an agreement that they wanted to fight after. And Cody has even said in multiple interviews, like, I wanted to beat TJ when I had to drop out, and then I was going to fight DJ in MSG.
In November, MSG,
So, like, literally, I think, like I said before, I think DJ's just being a man of his word and wants to save it for Cody. And he assumes Cody's going to get the win, so... Or TJ gets the win and he fights TJ. Either way, that makes a fucking DJ way more money than a fucking late notice fight against TJ at a fucking maybe weight that he might make. Like, fuck that. That's a bad plan. Some other things that come up in that episode that are dope. Oh my god, my shit scrolled. Darren Till calls in to talk about his upcoming Cerrone fight and moving back to Liverpool.
This is when he's like saying, I'm gonna make sure I let Cowboy know who the fuck I am.
Well, no, he everyone wrote that fucking article.
Clickbait headline.
That's not at all how it came out.
That's what I figured. It didn't seem like that.
He literally said, like, Cowboy said he doesn't know who I am, and, like, that's cool. Like, I totally understand. Like, he'll know who I am if I put on a good fight, and especially if I knock him out. Like, he just said it very reasonably, and everyone's clickbait headline was like, Darren Till says after I put my dick in your mouth, you gotta know who I am.
Well, it's because all they see is the quote. They don't hear the audio.
Well, it's like all the assholes...
he was very stern.
Yeah, it's like all the assholes misquoting Joe Rogan about the fucking... like whatever fight happened recently, I forget who it was. Everyone kept writing clickbait articles about, Joe Rogan said someone slipped something into John Jones's drink. It's like, no, he literally said, wouldn't it be crazy if, and then he said that statement. You sick fucks. Like, no one listens, or you're all just giant children. Let's see, other people who were amazing and my favorites call in. Rocky Pennington comes on. Talks about her weight cuts and the tough route she's had on her way to the possible next title fight. She also talks about how, like, her mom is integral in her making weight. Talks about how she had a really rough time before she met up with Tisha Torres and everybody.
That's right.
And she just, like, talks about how, like, she was going through a lot of rough shit, and then she met up with Tisha Torres, and shit's been going really well for her, and she's just happy and stuff, so...
I'm glad she's happy, but this is a side note. You know what it reminds me of? The season of Tough with Rousey and Tate, because Rocky Pennington was on there.
She was great on that
and
show. Chris
Holdsworth, who won that season. Mm-hmm. And he's a fantastic fighter. Very sad that he can't fight because of his concussion issues. Cough, cough, TJ, supposedly.
Evidently.
But no, I just remember Chris Holdsworth was just hitting on her the whole time they're not showing her. She's like, you don't get it yet, do you? It was funny. But
to be fair, I hear him. Rocky Pennington's adorable. I'm into it. Speaking of adorable, Brian Sand calls in. Just kidding. I was talking about the next guest that comes on. Brian Sand does call in, though, to talk about his new job and why he stopped doing the commentary. Kind of interesting. I honestly am starting to think Brian Sand's looking at running for office of some sort, like in the state of Georgia in the next 5-10 years.
A government, probably not a government seat.
So right now he's working in some way with a big real estate agency down there, which that is how you get to know big names in a city. As someone who formerly worked in real estate...
I don't know if he's based in Atlanta. But,
he is.
Okay, well then, yeah, that's a fucking huge city, too.
Exactly. And as someone who... I've formerly worked at real estate, my boss, like, fucking owned horses at the local fucking track and was friends with like giant real estate moguls and shit.
Like a ranch in Lake Jennings or some shit.
Yeah, very quickly when you have a house in La Jolla and horses at Del Mar, do you realize that you run into politicians and shit like that a lot quicker? So actually, you would know. I'm not going to shout out why you would know. We won't bring it up on the podcast.
I've met certain people like that.
You've met mayors, I've heard. Or people that worked in the council.
I almost met Governor Schwarzenegger one time, but he was gone, and my dad got me up. Or someone.
No, note to self, edit that. Yeah. I have to edit so much, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so yeah, Chris has you mostly from your journalism work in your location when you were going to school.
Yeah, man.
You learned quite a bit about local politics. So we will continue on. But I forgot where we were going with all this. Oh, right. But yeah, I feel like Brian Sand's gonna run for office, and I'll say it right now, I will fucking register to vote for that motherfucker. Because I don't vote. I'm one of those assholes, y'all. And everyone that's mad at me, I would have voted for Gary Johnson anyway, so eat a dick.
And this is the thing. Joe Rogan said like a week ago, I think, that online voting should just be online.
Oh, I've been saying.
More people would vote because they're lazy. They don't want to go to the fucking.
I can register
voters.
I can register my goddamn license online, but I can't. And I can fucking register a car online, but I can't vote online because that's not secure enough.
I get it because they feel like it'd be too rigged, potentially hack and.
Well, for sure, it's super secure right now, Chris. It's never, ever been rigged, and there's never been any controversies about that, especially since the internet started. It's all old white people. I've said many times, I probably would have actually written in Brian Stanton this year if I was fucking voting. So, my vote doesn't count, y'all. Quite literally. Anyway. Let's get past Brian Sand. Good interview. Classic Brian Sand. And him being very honest, like always, and super cool. Andrea Lee calls in. Andrea KGB Lee. Ariel asks her about her nickname. Because evidently Ariel has never heard a single fucking interview with Andrea KGB Lee where she says, "No, of course, I'm not actually Russian. My coach just thought I looked Russian when I started there. So he used to call me KGB and it caught on." Which I have heard in 16 different interviews thanks to TJ DeSantis and in the lead up to like 18 Invicta packages. I've heard this story so many goddamn times that Ariel
fast forward
must follow. No, I don't like Ariel. Just like he's normally very good about not asking questions people ask. Like you rarely hear him ask some shit that other people say. Clearly, dude doesn't follow Invicta at all. Like just doesn't follow Invicta, which is upsetting. So I thought he would have, but because I've heard promo packages based on that multiple times. So I was just disappointed in Ariel about that. Mike Perry calls in, talk about a car accident, and inhaling metal and prepping for his fight.
That wasn't a good lineup, and Mike Perry's hilarious.
Yeah, Mike Perry.
Let me guess, did he inhale platinum?
No, so he made that joke, yeah. But no, he inhaled a piece of metal from a car accident, and then at some point he must have shit it out.
Like, how does it happen?
I don't know, man.
A chunk of metal from his car went in his mouth. He was like, you thought I was in a crash, boy?
No, he was just having like stomach pains and shit, and eventually it worked its way out. Evidently, I don't know. I don't get into the details.
Plans for me.
That's right. Know. Then he starts calling out every single welterweight in the top 10 individually. Like he's.
And didn't he give respect to Tyron, saying like it's because he's smart?
Yeah. No, he's like, that's the way you should have fought that fight against Damian Maia. Because fucking nobody does that against Damian Maia. Jorge Masvidal had trouble. He got stuck with Damian Maia on his back. Like, that's why Tyron's the champ. Which is absolutely correct. Then David Branch comes on. We already covered a bunch of that. Some joke, or some quotes, rather. "I'm not your normal lumbering fucking idiot that puts on 4-ounce gloves. You guys," meaning the media, "are always going to have strong opinions even though you don't know shit about fighting. Unless you get a win, you have half a fucking check unless you have a special contract. I have a very aggressive fish tank," which was my favorite of the quotes. He says the phrase, "I have a very aggressive fish tank." Meaning, like, he buys predator fishes, and sometimes...
I just think that's a terrible idea.
Well, no, like sometimes...
Is he just fucking piranha?
I don't know if it was
No,
piranhas.
there's no way. Because I don't think you can...
No, it's like aggressive Japanese fish, not like fighting fish.
Oh, like there's
not
no
like
teeth, but they'll still fuck other fish up?
They're just like, he buys like crazy exotic... He said he had like a crazy expensive fish tank, but yeah, his quote on it was, I have a very aggressive fish tank.
So he's like Weebay.
Yeah, just the phrase, I was almost going to use the phrase, I have a very aggressive fish tank as our intro this week, but it's just too short a phrase for a clip, but I was very, very pleased with that. I thought that was great. He reminds me a ton of Eugene S. Robinson also. I think it's probably just black dude from New York that grew up around a lot of punk music and shit like that, especially like in the Bronx, Brooklyn area, like... which I think Eugene is from too. But they have very similar cadence and not give a fuck out.
Yeah, David's from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brooklyn, exactly. Let's see. Oh, Arjan Buller calls in. Pretty interesting dude.
He's the Indian guy, right? Is he Indian?
Yeah. Which, dude,
is he Iranian? I can't remember.
I'm getting so tired of people saying like, bro, you don't understand how big it is to have an Indian star in the UFC. Like, have you seen how many Indian people there are?
Was he on that pedestal?
No, but like, no. I've just heard
fans
people
who say that.
No, and I've heard different media outlets say that too. Like, do you know how many Indian fans there are, or Indian people there are on the planet? Like, which is the most racist shit of all time to say.
Yeah, and you shouldn't say that.
No, just because, like, dude, you can't say that shit about black people. It's like being like, oh, in tennis, there's this new super dominant black athlete in the male division. Do you know how many black people are on the planet? It's gonna bring so many more fans. It's so racist.
What's worse too, bro? You know the NBA. You know, like basically all of the black population in the United States watches the NBA.
No, or even
because only like a certain percentile plays basketball.
No, but the problem is like. It's insane to think that like one dude is going to bring over all of a certain country. Like, it's like when Jeremy Lin was in the NBA and they're like, bro, do you know how many Chinese people
Thai people.
Was he Thai?
He's Thai, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know the NBA at all. But bro, you know how many Thai people there are? Do you know how many more NBA fans there's gonna be now? It's like the most ludicrous thing. You're like, bro, okay, so we're just gonna bring over people from a continent that barely watches MMA, and just because there's a lot of them, they're just gonna be into it. Like, how many Africans watch fucking tennis? Let's go ahead and put it that way. Like, you know what I mean? It's just because Serena Williams dominates tennis doesn't mean all the black people are gonna watch her. Like, it's a fucking ludicrous statement. So anytime everyone's like, oh bro, there's new Indian MMA guy, it means all of India's gonna watch. It's like, nah man, like the fucking forget what Super Fights, the Indian Fight League, I think is called Super Fights. They do like good numbers but not amazing numbers on YouTube, and that's literally on YouTube. It's bugging me the way that's been sold lately, and it's just kind of insulting. And then Rick's Picks just turns into a giant circle jerk of Connor's Instagram and Twitter. I was like, Connor's on yacht. You're like, all right, great, dog. Cool.
Wait,
cool,
who was talking about this again? Sorry.
Rick's Picks. It's lots of fun and da. Rick's Picks.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Rick, on what MMA Fortnight.
Yeah. Oh, New York Rick.
Picks.
See, yeah. I just remember seeing New York Rick with like his stairs like that.
They have a new fucking terrible theme song for his Rick's Picks
because
segment.
before it would just be New York Rick like this, not directly staring into a camera, like he just clearly still doing
Rick's
his...
Picks.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I think this is going to happen. Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's clearly working on something else during it. Yeah, that's still the same segment. Just now he looks more at the camera a little bit. But yeah, that was that podcast. It was really good. There was definitely chunks you can skip, but I thought it was a solid all around. Oh man, so did you have a new podcast you wanted to shout out this week? Actually, you have the same one I do, probably, right?
Well, I did say the MMA Heat. It's the first time I listened to that.
I guess MMA Heat's kind of a new one.
My new podcast I listened to, and this was recorded after the Rotterdam. This episode is an older one. It's previewing 215. It's Time with Bruce Buffer. Never listened to that before.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I liked it. He was with TJ DeSantis. The episode is short. It's only 32 minutes.
Yeah, TJ's saves those episodes a little bit. Bruce is good when he has direction, but he gets a little meandery.
Yeah, I liked how he was talking about his time in Rotterdam.
Really? What did he talk about? Like anything specific in Rotterdam that
he
you
said he
remember
loved gambling at the Holland Casino.
He loves gambling
I
in
didn't
general.
go inside the Holland Casino. I did go inside the Holland Casino.
You did?
Not to gamble, to go to the bathroom. But it does like
How
a
is
pretty
it?
fucking cool looking casino. Like, and I don't even go to casinos anymore. But it looks kind of chill.
Is it like a weird, like, European kind of, like, it's like
It's
a
just
castle,
like on one of the
or...
main streets, kind of like in downtown
Like, what's it look like,
Rotterdam.
though? Like, is it like Vegas where it's like a weird shape of something?
It's more Vegas-y, yeah, with like the design.
Like crazy carpets
lots of big
and
flashy lights,
no
color.
No clocks and all that.
Yeah, it was more or less like that.
That's pretty rad, dog.
But he said he had a good time there. He says he loves the Dutch people. They're very kind, which they were to me too. They're cool.
Yeah. I've always heard
he
that.
He says he would love for the
chill.
UFC to go to Russia and Moscow. Really wants that to happen.
That'd be cool.
They are reporting Maymac fight broke the U.S. record 4 million pay-per-view buys.
Yep.
They talked about a potential Nate Diaz-Conor trilogy fight. He says Nate Diaz should demand a flat rate of $5 million for the Conor fight.
Yeah, at least, and probably he should be more like 10.
And then and then after that, the other thing I noticed, he shouts out to his mom, "Happy 89th birthday," which tells you, wow, his mom must have been really young. Because I know his older brother Michael Buffer, that dude at least looks like he's in his mid-60s.
They've got to be, yeah. And I don't know. I think Michael Buffer has kids. I know Bruce doesn't. Bruce lives that single bachelor, I'm banging 20-year-olds life still, where he's just literally on the beach in Venice banging 20-year-olds all day. Bruce Buffer lives the life, man.
Hey, didn't I make that joke that every time he orgasms, he goes, "It's time"?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And he gets
I think that was a
paid for
joke
it.
on Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, because remember I said, "Oh, what's an organization? Other promotion going to do? It's time to fight."
right. I'm pretty sure Fight Valley had something.
I think we did see something like that. That's pretty
yeah.
ridiculous.
By the way, you guys, have we mentioned? I think I've brought this up before, but Fight Valley 2. Oh, I'm so excited!
Oh shit!
Also,
is she like
not
fight again?
Not this week. Not. Wait, is it next week that we have a week off? No, it's the week after. So not next week, but the week after we have a week off. So we'll have to figure out a new commentary day.
That's right.
It'll be.
G6 got to come this time.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get G6 back on. If not, Karen will sub in.
Or I can get my brother.
Because Karen, yeah, well, yeah, exactly. We'll get some people in here and do something goofy for sure. But let's see. So that was. Do you have anything else on your new?
No.
For Bruce Buffer?
That was it for the Buffer.
Perfect. Well, I will do my new episode for this week, which you actually listened to as well, which is TJ DeSantis has a new Patreon called Between Rounds. Yep. I absolutely recommend subscribing to it. We were actually the first Patreons on there. Shouts out to that.
I think they're saying there's only like 5 right now, or 9 right now, but
9,
thank you. Yeah.
But we were number motherfucking 1 because I happened to see him tweet it out, and then like 5 minutes later we were the first Patreon. So that's pretty rad. I'm pretty proud of that. We did tweet it out, so pretty hyped. They said they're gonna do 2 episodes a week with Jeff and TJ, which, if you guys don't know, Jeff and TJ back in the day used to do Beatdown every Monday and Wednesday, I think it was. Does Breen do Tuesdays or Wednesdays? Maybe it was Monday and Thursday. I think it was Monday.
Thursday. I think it's a Tuesday, Thursday, right?
Yeah, maybe it's Tuesday, Thursday. I'm all fucked up on what day. It's been literally 523 days since the last one I heard because they brought that up on the episode. But essentially, long story short, TJ DeSantis and Jeff Sherwood have a show again, and they immediately start joking about how Crave is going to sue them for
that's right.
or give them a cease and desist letter for it, which is hilarious. But Chris, have you heard the old version of their show where they used to just hang out and talk?
I know you've mentioned to me. What I did like about this episode is that he kept playing that game with them all right, was it before or after our last final show we did together? He's like, Ronda Rousey or Holly Holm beats Ronda Rousey. And then
Jeff did terrible.
Yeah, Sherman was just fucking terrible. He's like, fuck, I got it wrong.
He's so bad at dates. It's like a long
I know he even gave him a clue. He's like, okay, before. So this fight, and the answer was clearly, after at that point. He's like, before? He's like, no, how's that possible? So yeah, that was pretty good.
Pretty good all around. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And if you guys don't know, Jeff is also on has a Patreon right now with Josh Gross called the MMA Outsiders, or I think it's patreon.com/MMA Outsiders, which is real good. But I was hyped about this Between Rounds episode in general. It was just kind of fun. They had, the first part was fun. So some announcements they did make that I'll go ahead and put out. They are going to start doing a daily show next week called the Daily Wrap, WRAP, which is MMA news and fight announcements. They're just going to do like a short, TJ's going to do a short breakdown. You are going to get early access to the roundtables that are normally posted on SureDog that Jack Encarnacio hosts. Beatdown After the Bell is actually going to be moving to the Patreon after they change the name because they can't use that name anymore. And they're going to start doing video in the future for at least the TJ and Jeff shows, if not more of them. And then after they get through all the news, TJ immediately, of course, starts trying to bet Sherwood so he doesn't have to pay him for the Patreon money. And that's when they announced they hadn't done the show together in 523 days. And then it turns into a game of which MMA events happened before or after their last show. The only other things to mention briefly, they had they talked a little bit about Shayna Baszler in the Mae Young tournament.
Yeah, that 32-woman tournament, right?
Yeah, where she got all the way to the finals and then lost the finals, evidently.
Because they said she was using jiu-jitsu stuff, right?
Yeah, there's some awesome clips of her like fucking picking girls opposite upside down, dropping them, and sinking a rear naked choke at the same time. Like, there's some fucking cool wrestling clips of her, because her finisher is a rear naked choke. So she's like just started setting up RNCs from like crazy wrestling positions. It's pretty cool. But yeah, unfortunately she lost that. But they talked a bit about that, and hopefully they're going to get her on in the near future. And then they talked to Ian McCall for a little bit.
Yeah, that was tough to listen to.
Ian McCall has been going through some rough shit lately, and Ian literally says it's the worst year he's been through. Talks about the head issues and stomach issues and all the stuff he's been going through. Just kind of tough, but I'm really excited about the and Jeff at one point, because CJ had mentioned like, hey, maybe if we make enough money we can make it so Jeff doesn't have to keep driving Uber anymore now that he's not with SureDog. Jeff is like, I don't know if I'd ever stop driving Uber because all the stories I get for the Outsiders podcast, which we've talked about before. But yeah, he's like, but I would only do it like once a month. So yeah. But great first show, and I'm really hyped about that Patreon. Between that Patreon is going to be the Collapsed MMA podcast, which is the Jordan Breen, basically lapsed fan version of MMA, where they did that like K1 Dynamite show that we talked about last week, I believe. And they're also going to do that daily updates. They're going to do the SureDog show and Beatdown After the Bell, which is like a post-fight show. They do right after cards. They do like a live version. So it's a great Patreon. $4 a month, super worth it. For like Jesus, I mean, you're getting 4 shows a week probably out of that alone. So $4 a month, I feel like is more than reasonable, and I am really excited about it. So I definitely recommend people check it out. But now that I've rambled on about that forever, Chris, did you have any other shows you recommend people checking out just off the top?
Yeah, I liked Heavy Hands a lot.
Good show.
Heavy Hands, I liked that one a lot because they discussed a lot of Canelo and Triple G. Yeah,
they have some of the best insight in boxing. Conor Rebush, I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I believe I mentioned that it was going to start, but Historical Perspective put out their first episode.
I did listen to
which is really
half of
good,
that. Yeah,
right?
It was most of it hyperbole because the title was 10 fighters who were better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. I think a lot of it was because clearly they weren't like. They were just making cases.
Right. They're
people who might think that.
And I think they do think that, but like it's like because they're like historical boxers, like guys like Jack Johnson.
Who was that English guy they had that was really brilliant?
Willie Pep.
No, there was an English guy.
Willie Pep was on there. There was a lot of guys. I'm bad at boxing names. And it was like
no, he was a historian. He was the
guy with like the host.
What's his name?
Oh, give me a second and I'll pull it up. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, this was just like I think a week ago. I was just driving to La Jolla.
Yeah, the title of the episode was the idea is they gave out 10 boxers that.
Oh, because the one thing I liked that the title was 10 boxers who are better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. The one example I'm glad they addressed is how so many like Mexican fans are like.
Kyle McLaughlin is the guy's name.
That's who it is. Yeah,
he's a boxing historian and really really smart, cool dude. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they were talking about how a lot of Mexican fans are, look at, I think it's Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He was 86-0, even though, well, it's like, who did he fight? Taxi cab drivers? Not really, I'm making fun of Thomas Helmet.
Yeah.
But, like, seriously, like, 86-0, like, who did he fight, though? Because the record was 49-0 Rocky Marciano because of who he fought, even though you could argue that one guy who was 51-1-1, remember that? Or no, 51-0-1. That was the guy they kept talking about the whole time. Like, oh yeah, there's that guy. Technically, he went to 50, or he was 51-0, but there's a draw, so he's not undefeated. That's what they call it. Perfect record now.
Exactly. Yeah. The host of that show, by the way, is Conor Rebush, and then the other one, like we mentioned, his Twitter is Polgus Boxeo, which is flea boxing, like the Spanish equivalent of that. Like, because he's super into lightweight boxers, especially from Thailand, from what I understand. But he actually, that segues perfectly, Chris, for me, into, he actually has his own podcast that he just started about boxing called Superfly. After the super flyweight card that happened this weekend called Superfly, he actually started.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He started a new podcast called Superfly, which is really good. His first episode, he was talking about the not the Triple G fight. I'm sorry. He's talking about the Chocolatito fight and everything that happened last weekend on the Superfly card. And then this weekend, this last couple days leading up to this weekend, he talked about the Triple G Canelo fight and did a whole episode on that. Same guy from that podcast with Conor Rebush, and just really interesting dude. He does a YouTube where he uploads old historical boxing fights, like from the 20s and like just crazy stuff. Yeah. And he doesn't make any money off of it or anything, and he doesn't own the rights or anything. He's just doing it so like they're easily available. But it's a cool resource, and the guy is very, very, very knowledgeable, and has been around the boxing forums forever, like check left hook and stuff like that. So super interesting guy, and I definitely recommend checking him out. I like him a lot, and I've only heard about him maybe in the last like 6 weeks or so. Let's see, anything? There was some other stuff on heavy hands, like Valentina dislocating her finger and all that.
Oh yeah.
Neil Magny getting his legs kicked out from under him, which Pat Wyman pretty much called.
I called it. Yep.
And then they talk about that Triple G Canelo fight, which they're super hyped for.
And we'll get into ourselves.
They both are leaning Canelo like a motherfucker, which also the Superfly boxing guy is also leaning Canelo, which is kind of crazy to me that we're not hearing more Triple G picks.
Yeah, and we'll get into that again. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Hammer MMA, who I haven't listened to in a long time either. A lot of this for me this week was.
I like Hammer MMA, but I don't get around to them.
To me, it was a little cynical, a lot of cynicism. They basically just said straight up, first of all, guys, let's just agree, the flyweight division needs to die. They're like, I am dead serious. Just give DJ the record and fuck this division.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that guy's a dick. He had like a really like...
I know who you're talking about.
Just really like grind and this division needs to die.
He reminds me of this dude who banged my girlfriend back in the day. He literally does. He reminds me of someone I know that banged one of my girlfriends back in the day, where he's like clearly just a giant asshole and not great to be around. That dude is so smarmy, it fucking drives me nuts. And he's always. I
liked what they discussed, but the way they went about how they described some of the fights from last week.
Yeah. Well, I like 90% of them. It's just one of those fuckers, and I can never figure out which one because they all sound so similar.
They all sound the same.
Yeah, until I hear nasally too. Except for the one dude that's black. I can always pick him out because he's the best person on that show. Let's be fair.
No,
I think his name's Greg something. I always mix him up. Steve, I think it's Steve. I think Steve's the black dude.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's the best one on the show by far. And I wish I could remember their names, but they all have very generic Canadian sounding names.
And I'll just end with this. The only thing I recommend listening to is Unfiltered. The one with Kamaru Usman was
pretty good.
It wasn't outstanding. I liked it though. They discussed Jeremy Stevens. Is this his best performance ever? I think so. Just from top to bottom.
For sure.
Kamaru Usman says he's been dealing with Hurricane because Combat Club, he still trains at Henry Hoof, which is very smart. Trains with Rashad Evans still, Michael Johnson, fucking Rumble Johnson. Fuck, he probably wrestles with Volkan.
Maybe.
Knowing that whole club. Yeah. Oh, and guess who he probably trained with this month to help each other with their fights? Luke motherfucking Rockhold for this camp trained exclusively at Combat Club with Henry Hoof,
which is weird, and we'll see how that plays into this camp because that's very out of character for him.
Yeah,
that's a way different kind of. No, they were cool with it because everyone in AK is injured or out right now on suspension. Yeah. So
I still kind of honestly believe I don't even know if Kane will ever fight again. I feel like the guy's permanently hurt.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to count on Kane doing much of anything at this point.
35 too, or
something like that. Yeah, maybe. Although he's still throwing spin kicks for Jesus. Yeah.
So that's all I mentioned there. He's talking about his jiu-jitsu coach George Santiago, still trains at Henry Hoof, former Blackzilians. Moved with his family from Nigeria to Texas when he was 8 years old and was like an All-American multiple times. He was a fucking killer in collegiate wrestling. He says he loves gi jiu-jitsu the most because it slows things down and makes things more technical. And because of experience in wrestling, he likes that kind of approach more.
Makes sense.
Makes you use your brain more and strategize. He thinks he matches up with anyone in the welterweight division. He thinks Woodley gasses early. In my opinion, that's a stretch because clearly Woodley went the distance with Thompson twice.
If you push him, maybe.
Yeah. And that was his whole point. He says he thinks he's the best overall wrestler in all of the UFC roster. That's him saying that. To my opinion, I haven't seen enough of him to grant him that belief.
Yeah.
I respect his confidence. He says he thinks it's pretty lame that RDA is ahead of him. I agree with him, though, to an extent, only because RDA's barely been in the welterweight division, so that is still kind of bullshit.
He basically just starts calling out every welterweight at a certain point.
And basically Sarah's like, yeah, you need to start talking more shit.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I will kill every welterweight. He just starts, listing off every welterweight he'll fuck up.
Yeah, he's saying Damian Maia didn't want to fight
Damian Wyatt, Damian Wyatt, Maia's ducking me even though nobody wanted that fight. Fucking... Yeah, I like Kamaru Usman a lot. He's a cool dude, and there's a lot to say for sure.
And then I'll let you talk about it because I'm assuming you listened to the co-main event, right? That was the only thing
I did. I don't really have any notes on it other than the fact that it was dope. But if you have anything to touch on with
all I'll say is RDA, since he's officially the number 1 5 welterweight, which kind of baffled them in a way, but they're also not surprised because they know that they can push him for a title shot.
Yeah.
Based on his name and former championship pedigree.
Yep. Shout out to that motorcycle. Keep going. Fuck it.
They said Gilbert Melendez was a great lightweight who never evolved. I don't know if I'd go that far.
I disagree, but it is
evolved
hard
in
to
the UFC. Yes, I'll agree with that. Since he's been in the UFC, he's like UFC. 1 in 5 in his UFC career.
To be fair, that's because he was fucking dominating for 5 years before they had a goddamn 55 division.
They said, can you stop a fight based on pain? Of course, you're talking about the Gavin Tucker fight.
I thought they were talking about the
Melendez fight. The Melendez fight. Yeah. Because he said, "Oh, my."
The Gavin Tucker fight was just off of head damage. You should have stopped that.
Yeah, they said, "Why didn't Gavin Tucker's corner throw in a towel? What the fuck was up with that?" He ended up with 4 facial fractures and in the hospital. That is not good.
Yeah, and I forget who talked about it this week. The fact that the Diaz brothers are the only corner really in recent note to throw in a towel during a fight, where Nick literally threw in the towel when Nate Diaz was getting fucking murdered in the face by Josh Thompson. He's getting like head kicked upside his goddamn dome by Josh Thompson, and Nick Diaz throwing the towel. They're like, if fucking Nick Diaz, of all people, has the goddamn common sense to stop a fucking fight when somebody's getting beaten on, why the fuck?
If it's your own brother.
Yeah, like why the fuck does no other coaches in this goddamn sport ever do that? That Nick Diaz has, I believe it's Jordan Breen actually. Actually, Chris, you segued perfectly in. Jordan Breen show was actually my next notes that I was gonna bring up. So perfect, because Jordan Breen literally said that shit. He's like, he brings up the point, like that Nick Diaz is literally one of the only people to throw in the towel, and it's just insane that like no corners really ever do that shit, even though it's better for like at a certain point, and especially in that Rick Glenn fight. You gotta stop that if you're the corner. Like, if the ref is just letting him die like that, it's like Mark Hunt's corner versus Stipe. Like, bro, nothing is coming of this other than more punches to the head. What are we doing? Some other shit on the Jordan Breen show. Oh, did you have anything else on yours?
No, that was it for me, man. As far as I covered everything else.
I'll keep jumping on Jordan Breen show. So there's a lot of hip hop and hairline talk at the top of the show.
Hairline.
Yeah, like they're talking about like rap and hairlines, like Steve Harvey's hairline and Stephen A. Smith's hairline.
LeBron James hairline.
LeBron James hairline came up.
Maybe he's come back.
Yep,
I don't
there's
know.
a lot of hairline talk. It was pretty good. And Ant Walker.
Oh, Eddie Alvarez's hairline. He's completely bald now.
Right. Well, Ant Walker, the guy who does a lot of the board for TJ nowadays, sat in because he does Breen's show. Breen also talks about the horrors of the Edmonton Commission and corner sending people back out after they're clearly done, which of course led into that Nick Diaz being one of the only people to throw in the towel. And that led into him talking about Pat Lundvall and how she's one of the most egregious people on the fucking planet. And then the only other stuff was they talked a lot about the irresponsible booking of Rico Verhoeven versus Bigfoot Silva, which is like the saddest fucking thing that TV has ever done, or kickboxing especially. Right. It's like fucking, oh god, it's like Bob Sapp levels of, or Gary Goodrich levels of upsetting at this point. And then lastly, they talked a lot about Mirko Krokop versus Fedor's Fuji TV piece, which was the intro for their fight, and they watched the entire thing for the outro of their show. It's fucking hilarious. It's like the craziest shit that Pride ever did. It's like in the height of Japan doing crazy TV promos, where it's just like clips of Mirko's like old house where like his father used to, or like the academy where his father used to teach, that's now snowed in, and like all this fucking weird clips of like wars between Russia and Croatia, and like the fucking trains in between them, and like just weird crazy clips while it's just talking about like Mirko talking about his dad wanting him to fight, and like this fucking Jordan Breen. If you go on Jordan Breen's Twitter, I believe towards the beginning of the week, it's just a bunch of tweets about how he says it's the greatest piece of cinema that's ever happened in regards to combat sports.
That's fucking
which is hard to argue with. You know what? We'll actually watch it on the break while we turn on the fan, and we'll talk about it when we get back. But super hilarious, and Jordan Breen's one of the funniest people on the planet. If I Did It was good. They talk a lot about how the UFC is getting misty. Eugene Robinson makes a whole lot of great references. At one point he says, it's all dead. They're all dead. It's like the bridge in Apocalypse Now, referring to the UFC nowadays. It's like, it's all dead. They're all dead. Eugene breaks down his ideas for the two plans for the UFC. He makes a sweet Nazi reference. And then he says that he thinks WME's... talks about what he thinks WME's next fight plan with McGregor is. And then lastly, the only other thing I wanted to bring up was that I almost said Jordan twice, and I was going for Joe. Joe Rogan, 1012, episode 1012, has Brendan Schaub on in studio.
That's right.
This had almost nothing to do with MMA at all. So I have very little to say about it.
About the boxing or just random shit?
No, mostly they talked about Brendan is driving around one of those garbage slingshot 3-wheel cart things. And they keep making fun of him about that because he got it for free just to drive around. Rogan finally saw the documentary Icarus on Netflix and can't stop talking about it.
Oh, I see.
Which, of course, segues into a bunch of PED talk and Tyrannoball. Brendan says the phrase, "he's not the smartest tool in the shed." And then Joe clowns on him, and Brendan says, "I may have smoked a little weed." They talk about Johnny Depp's huge monthly nut, as they always do, and how he has a pirate's tattoo. Joe Rogan says, "That's like if I had a fear's not a factor for me tattoo on my leg," which is a fucking hilarious joke.
That is funny.
And then they talk a lot about CTE with like guys like Mark Hunt and how the science on that might change. They talk about the fucking Hulk because Rogan is a child and he loves the Hulk. And he says the Hulk is the best superhero. Brendan almost shits...
Yeah, because it's all about physique and fucking strength. I get that.
Brendan almost shits himself because he had a Grande Nitro coffee with 2 shots of espresso, which, by the way, evidently people at Starbucks don't recommend doing. He literally has to run out of
cleanser.
He literally has to run out of the room because he almost shits himself on the podcast. And then that's about it for that one. But yeah, overall, it was a fine Rogan episode. Not a lot about MMA. And then the only stuff I wanted to say was some news that came out. Luke Thomas is going on vacation. He won't be doing another show until October. He's taking 3 weeks off, so...
Oh, I did listen to Monday Morning Podcast, but I forgot to write notes.
Oh, yeah, Bill Burr. Billy fucking Bear!
Yeah.
Let's see. Eugene, Nate, and Alexi of If I Did It have a new non-MMA show called If the Shoes Fit. It's really good. They talked about Denny's mascot looking like a piece of shit. It literally looks like a piece of shit. Talked about Hillary Clinton... and her fucking book tour that she showed up late to and then despite charging tickets for, and a bunch of stuff like that. Pretty good.
Did she have a seizure?
I hope so. Evidently Misha, speaking of seizures, I don't know, that's a terrible segue, that has nothing to do with this. Evidently Misha Tate I'm having a seizure over how angry I am about this. Misha Tate evidently now has a show on Sirius, so probably RIP to her podcast. Rumors are the Contender Series returns in winter, which I hope that's accurate.
That'd be cool.
And it kind of makes sense because that would line up with the end of Tough.
Yeah, considering that's supposed to be December 2nd or 8th.
Well, 8th is the finale.
Well, Mag Wars says he's fine with 2nd. I can't.
Was it 2nd? I thought it was the 8th. Right. No,
so maybe
it might be the 2nd.
End of November.
But either way, that lines up that in winter they would start with that. And then, the Super 5 boxing podcast that I mentioned. So, that was the main stuff I had to go over. Chris, any other news or anything crazy we should shout out? I guess we should mention Thiago Alves is out.
Tyron Woodley is getting surgery. He's going to be out for a good while, he said. He says that's why he's going to sit back and watch the division unfold on itself.
Thiago Alves is out of this weekend's card, even though he evidently was at the airport.
Him and his family, I thought, were bunkering down.
I thought so too, but evidently there's pictures of him at the airport with another teammate with Krzysztof Jotko, who's made it to Pittsburgh. So I don't know.
Maybe his wife and kid were like, "Hey, can you stay with us?" And he's
maybe.
Like, fuck it. And because I did read that he was gonna go, and then he decided at the last minute to stay with his family.
Yeah,
that's probably what happened. Dude.
Yeah, and whatever. I heard Mike Perry's real mad about it. Some other fight just fell through on that card too.
Another one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. But there's only 10 fights on the card this weekend.
Let me see.
I pulled it off of our spreadsheet where we do picks. I forget. But somebody fell off. One of the early fights on the card. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, we'll wrap this segment here. Up next, what is our clip? I believe we already did David Branch. I believe our clip for this next segment is If I Did It. This is a clip of Eugene S. Robinson. Either, I haven't decided yet which one I'm doing. Probably somewhere in the beginning of the If I Did It episode where he talks about the UFC's Lee Harvey Oswald, who is Sean Shelby, or the death of the UFC. Or it could be that clip, or it could be the clip of him talking about rearranging deck chairs on the UFC's Titanic. I don't know which one it is. But it's one of them, so check that out.
Real quick, Dominic Reyes, that one promising new rookie light heavyweight who knocked that one dude the fuck out in 30 seconds, is now fighting Jeremy Kimball. It's at UFC 218.
Cool.
So keep an eye on Dominic Reyes. He's a very promising light heavyweight.
Well, cheers to that, and let's go listen to Eugene S. Robinson next to Salt Wheat Records.
man, this is a travesty of a mockery of a sham, man. And then my hairpiece is going to start moving all around my head. It's a callback. JFK, Joe Pesci. I mean, I can't keep them straight without a scorecard. I don't know what is going on. I have no idea. But I guarantee you, when I look at my plate, it has no sausages on it. It will have fewer sausages tomorrow. You know, the Fertitas walk away. Did they walk away from a jalopy they sold to rebuy it later? Is it a classic Goodfellas scenario? The Baldwin is hanging in there. Is he being held hostage, or is it because he can't get away from the Klieg lights? You know, Sean Shelby, also known as Keith.
I love that line, by the way.
Is he coming into his own, or is he pursuing a regional strategy? And now that the B test has come back on Johnny Bonigioni, according to Brett Akamoto, are we now really in? I mean, doldrums was a mild term. Now we are in the misty climb of the Lost Battalion for the entire fucking promotion all across the board, making me feel bad about the Scott Coker piece I wrote earlier in the week about how there's a resurgence. It's all dead. They're all dead. It's like a too long bridge in Apocalypse Now.
All right, we are back. That was a clip of the If I Did It clip that Eugene S. Robinson was saying. We almost used a clip of Jordan Breen at the end of his Jordan Breen Show segment, describing the Crow Cop Fedor segment that I guess was like the intro for their fight in Pride from Fuji TV. I was going to use it. It's like 4 minutes long, though, and it's all fucking amazing. So, you guys, I just wanted to more specifically give it a shout-out and say everyone should go check it out. We'll have a link in the description where you can find both the Fedor clip or the Fedor Crow Cop clip and the Jordan Breen Show clip. But holy shit, Chris, that segment was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Both Jordan Breen's description and the clip.
Yeah, you gotta love the Terminator theme, man.
Dude, yeah, it's the craziest part.
You didn't even tell me that. I'm like, dude, is this like Terminator? Like,
I forgot to bring it up. Yeah, you mentioned it immediately, and I was like, no, yeah, it's Terminator. And you're like, no, wait, this is like literally. I'm like, yeah, no, it's literally the It's the same thing Ant Walker did. Yeah.
And it was Terminator 1 too, because Terminator 2 had more of the dun dun dun.
That's
dun,
right.
Dun.
Which, spoiler alert, Jordan Breen got the name wrong on the
because he was thinking T2.
Which, by the way, is a miracle if you guys know Jordan Breen, because Jordan Breen doesn't get shit wrong generally. So kind of impressive, but overall, fucking great segment, and I definitely recommend checking it out. However, we are officially getting into
at least
last week's card, UFC 215.
Or at least I did better than 2 weeks ago. That was even worse.
And Chris just saw the color of our picks, because every week we have a doc where I do all the picks, and he just saw the amount of red on that doc. That's not the fucking website I wanted. What the fuck? UFC 215... Not the goddamn Fight Pass link, you sons of bitches. And we'll go ahead and pull up the card. Chris, this card had a shitload of upsets. Oh, man.
It sure did. It sure did, man. Yeah, this was nuts.
It was wild. Especially the early prelims, man. Like, there was a lot of these that did not go the way I thought they would, and a lot of it happened in, like, sudden, drastic
Go to
fashion.
our picks, dude. I think I got, like, the first... Okay, I did get one of them right.
No,
our boy, Arion.
You got 4 right. I got 5 right. Out of, what, 12 or something like that?
Yeah, I remember the one pick, I was like, I should have picked this
out of 14, no, wait.
The one pick I knew evidently was the one I should have picked was Alex White, when I went with Mitch Clark, the veteran.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so we should start off at the beginning. Cajun Johnson took on Adriano Martins. Adriano Martins was winning the majority of that fight.
Yeah, he was winning like their first
handful
2 rounds.
I give him both the first 2 rounds. Maybe one of those was questionable because of a takedown. Cajun got late.
Yeah, I had started. Actually, you know what? I did watch. I think pretty much all the fights.
Sweet. Well, that works out well. But Cajun Johnson, out of nowhere, unloads a combo on Adriano Martins and just puts him to sleep Volkan Ozdemir style.
Just booked him.
I'm going to start calling Cajun Johnson Mo Time because he has plenty of time, but he's still finishing dudes. And also, he looks like a Wayans brother. So I'm gonna start calling him Mo Time, Mo Money, or we really need to start calling.
See, like when I hear the name Cajun, I either think of like Gambit, or I was gonna call him RBR for red beans and rice, because like Cajun food.
RBR. I mean, his name is literally Raging Cajun Johnson. So it couldn't get more southern.
Call him RBR.
Yeah, RBR. That's a random one, but I'll go with it. You could also call him. Nope, we're not gonna call him Po' Boy. That's unacceptable. I had a po' boy yesterday. It was more related to that and the fact that I love fucking food from New Orleans than the fact that... Okay, we're segueing away from this whole segment. Arjan Buller, speaking of racial topics I'm trying not to get into, took on Luis Enrique Boza de Oliveira. Yeah, he did great.
Yeah, he did his wrestling style.
Dude, he looked like a fucking ATT member, like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah, I like this style a lot.
He looked great. He bombed on Luis. He dropped him a handful of times. Never really got too overwhelmed and just looked really solid in a debut.
He looked comfortable in there.
Man, he looked good. Like, he looked like a contender good.
By the way, the thing that kind of, like, irked me is I think he said that, unfortunately, I don't know if they didn't let him wear it. He wanted to wear some sort of like a turban, right? Yeah. Or a Sikh. Yeah, he's Indian. Well, I don't know what his religion is though. If he's Hindu, then it would have been a Sikh, right? Yeah, I imagine he's probably Hindu.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I know if you're Indian,
I don't know, man.
Hindu with
I don't know well
Hinduism,
enough.
or you're either Buddhism, even though it's more a Chinese thing, or you're Muslim. That's at least according to my Indian roommate from Rotterdam. That's what he told me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he was a practicing Hindu, but he says he's not required to wear the Sikh.
Right.
It depends on your tradition.
I don't know well enough to not fuck it up, so I'm going to go with the fact that Ariel said turban at one point, so I'm just going to use that.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't... Like, I know he is Indian by race, but I don't know what he's practicing. Anyway, he looked great and super solid. Super impressive performance.
And we were on the hype train too. It was his UFC debut. We're like,
yeah,
this guy, like, he's an Olympic wrestler. You got to go with that.
Yeah, and I towards the end I bet against him just because the odds were so fucking crazy that I put a little bit of money on Luis. Actually, I put a little bit of money on Luis inside the distance because it was such crazy odds that I was like, I'll put like $1 or $2 on this. That didn't work out great for me, but yeah, overall, just super strong performance, and you can see now why everyone was so hyped on that guy. I should have trusted Jordan Breen's knowledge of him when he said he'd seen him a lot, and he looked fucking great, because he does. He looks like a little DC or Cain Velasquez, basically. Alex White and Mitch Clark, oh boy.
Yeah, immediately once I started watching, like, why did I listen to Chris and choose Alex White?
Yeah, Mitch Clark is a good guy, and his Twitter game is strong. Definitely follow that dude on Twitter.
Like Chase Sherman, who I need to follow.
Chase Sherman's Twitter game is legit. Elias Theodoro has a good Twitter game. Even though I'm not even the biggest Elias fan, his Twitter game is real strong. Of course, the goats of Twitter, Angie Hill and Derek Lewis, of course. They fucking run Twitter as far as I'm concerned. They're the king and queen of MMA Twitter. Despite Derek Lewis constantly trying to goat the other queen into his corner. Alright, we'll keep moving on. But this fight, just impressive performance. We should mention, though, Alex White just fucking styled on Mitch Clark. Yeah. Just landed everything and looked great. Sarah Morass and
Rick Glenn.
Oh, sorry, I skipped that. Rick Glenn, Gavin Tucker.
Yeah, my boy Gavin Tucker was in fantasy. I really thought he would do a lot more, but he was just overwhelmed by a veteran. Yeah, and Kyle Cardinal should never, ever be allowed to do anything ever again. Yeah, that ref is a piece of shit. I think he's worse than Mike England at this, Yo, Eve Levine ref back-to-back fights after that, so I'm starting to think Kyle might have gotten pulled from that card. Yeah. Because normally you don't have refs
do back-to-back fights.
Yeah, Kyle Cardinals.
But that was unbelievable, and Dana White was tweeting shit out about it. Like, that should have never gone to decision. There was a good 3 minutes of unnecessarily punching in the head. Not to mention, you probably could have stopped that going into the third.
No, yeah,
at the end of the second.
I think who was
dude, at the end of the
John
second,
he was
it was
looks like
bad.
they're gonna stop the fight here, and then no, the ref decides to keep letting it go.
It was Rogan. No, it's Rogan because Rogan's just losing
yeah.
his mind. He's like, "Stop the fight!" You know, it's bad when Rogan starts yelling, "Stop the fight!" at the cage, which is like it starts to seem like a weird, like a scene in a shitty kickboxer movie where the announcer is yelling to stop the fight and someone dies. Like, it was looking real bad and real upsetting. Good, super impressive performance from Rick Lynn. Gavin Tucker got lit on fire in that fight. And it's just upsetting the ref had no fucking self-awareness. Evidently, Gavin Tucker broke 4 bones in his face.
Yeah, broke his orbital.
I think both orbitals.
Yeah, I think both orbitals, part of his cheekbone. Dude, I feel really bad for him.
Broke a bunch of shit in his face. It was said that his fiance had to get dragged away from press row. She was losing her mind during the fucking beating. It was bad, man. It's really upsetting. That ref should never ever be allowed to do anything again. Also, Edmonton, what the fuck?
I have a little bias against Edmonton. I am a huge Anaheim Ducks fan.
I was going to say Oilers.
The Oilers, and they could go fuck themselves.
So you got real mad when
Connor
they started...
McDavid, I know he's a young talent. He was the MVP, but fuck him too.
So you got real mad when they started chanting "Go Oilers" or whatever.
Oh no, I'm not mad because the Ducks did beat the Oilers last year in the playoffs.
No, I know, but I'm just saying during this fight when they got bored during the Amanda.
Oh no, I did hear that, and I'm like, I kind of got triggered a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't nearly hate the Oilers as much as I do the LA Kings, or the San Jose Sharks,
enough,
but they're on par with the Sharks fans.
Oh,
now.
so you just want to fight Scott Coker all the time?
Yeah, see, I don't know. It's weird. I think as far as the Sharks fans go, it's more of a bandwagon thing, kind of like the Seattle Seahawks thing kind of works, you know.
Oop, apologies.
California being bored, Northern California wait.
Oh, you know what? We haven't given one shout out yet to the beers we're drinking, which they're both amazing. We're drinking the Oktoberfest collab from Sierra Nevada, which is with Brauhaus, Milton Burger.
Yep, Milton Burger.
Which is really good. And then I also have the Aurora Hoppy Alice IPA from Carl Strauss, which is fantastic with Citra hops, which is I'm a huge fan of. But we'll keep moving on. But yeah, upsetting overall in general. Sarah Moraes.
Sarah Cheesecake Morass. As people like to call her on podcasts.
Everyone keeps doing that.
Because they want
But they all correct themselves after they do it. By the way, shouts out to Nate Miller of Cage Cash, who was the original to call her Sarah Morass, and he would emphasize it because he doesn't give a fuck and is correct. So, in honor of Nate Miller, Sarah Morass took on...
Cheesecake Morass.
Cheesecake Morass. Took on Ashley Evans-Smith, who we saw in person, by the way, in Sarah Morass's last fight.
Oh, yeah.
Down here in San Diego. But she took on Ashley Evans-Smith, and dog, I told you, if she's going to get something, she's going to get a sub.
Ashley Evans-Smith did look good, taking her to the ground immediately.
For sure.
Getting, control for a second. Inside control.
I thought what was going to happen is Ashley Evans-Smith was going to go for a terrible head and arm throw. We'll talk about that in a minute, Miss fucking McMahon. Then Ashley Evans-Smith, rather than going for the head and arm and getting her back taken, actually just took Sarah Morass down and tried to control her from top. Sarah Morass took a nasty angle on an arm bar, and Matt Serra had a great breakdown on this week's Unfiltered of how she finished it. But essentially, the Ashley Evans-Smith just kept trying to do the Tanya Evanger type dirty shit where you're putting your foot in the chin of Sarah Morass or the knee and all that. And there's a lot of semi-knees that weren't quite knees and stuff like that. But overall, eventually Sarah Morass was able to go belly down and just finish that shit nastily. It was an ugly arm bar. And Ashley Evans-Smith, she just got caught super deep in it. I actually did not bet on Sarah Morass in my pick'em that I do for... or in the Monsters League on the MMA community forums, which I always pick fights for. I actually didn't. I picked Ashley Evans-Smith because I figured she was a safer pick. But on this show, I did pick Sarah Morass, and I'm not surprised. However, I'm not necessarily I was at no point confident at all in that pick. However, the pick I was very confident in did horribly in the next fight, Chris. Jesus Christ. Sarah McMahon getting tapped by head and arm chokes or arm triangle chokes in fucking half guard.
That was bad.
Super upsetting. Super upsetting. I had her in my goddamn fantasy league, which I'm not happy about. Because goddamn, Sarah McMahon, I didn't think you'd die from the thing you've been killing people with. Oh, just depressing.
I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah McMahon was doing fine up until that point. I don't know if she was even winning, though. Like, that first round was real close, and I believe she ended up on her back at the end of the first round. And then, again, she gets basically just swept against the cage, and then immediately just gives up a head and arm choke and from half guard and gets finished with it. I don't know. Sarah McMahon has a history of having trouble in fights that matter, and this seems to be one of those things. Kind of a bummer, man. I really thought she had that pretty easily, and it's hard to have much faith in her going forward. Man, speaking of definitive ass decisions, oh boy, Jeremy Stephens.
Yeah, shout out to my fantasy.
Yeah,
Stevens gave me
dog,
some good
that's
points.
dude, and you should have gotten more.
Because, dude, I remember when I saw that he's fighting Gilbert Melendez, I'm like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to Gilbert Melendez, but that was such a good
because you had him before that fight got announced, right?
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, you know what? I'll just draft Jeremy Stevens.
Smart. That's one of those
it.
smart picks where you're like, he's been out the right amount of time. He's been talking about being active. And yeah, man, you nailed that. And I had Gil last week. You had, of course, Jeremy. I thought Gil.
Fuck, you had Gilbert? I thought that was Lawfitz, bro. Remember? No, it was Lawfitz.
No. I mean, I had Gil in our picks, not in the league.
On
no, God,
team.
no.
Yeah,
No, I didn't have him on the league. And so Gilbert, I thought would have not died from leg kicks. First off, and
I think it was the power of Stevens.
Dude, it's
surprised everyone.
It's also the calf kicks. Like, people don't. Calf kicks are hard to fucking deal with, man. Unless you're really good at checking, and you can shut that shit down early. That shit fucks people's world up.
What made you think Eric Del Fierro and their Camp of the Lions decided to have Jeremy kind of designed to do more?
So I thought Gil would have worked more takedowns, but that makes sense why Jeremy would have worked more low leg kicks. Because first off, from what I understand, low leg kicks a little bit harder to get takedowns off of. It's harder to grab the leg on the entry. And also they're a little bit quicker.
It's a snapping kick too, because it's kind of hard.
They're a little bit quicker and they're a little lower, so it's harder to grab the leg. But I just thought Gilbert would be able to muscle his way in more. It looked great for 45.
Jeremy had some decent just feet with his movement, with his, moving backwards and forwards.
And anytime it turned into a boxing match, Gilbert got real competitive all of a sudden.
He did, yeah.
And then the second Jeremy threw another fucking low leg kick, it fell apart.
Yeah, and then Jeremy would follow it up with like the jab, fucking straight right or something like that. And then he went to the body a couple times. With some hard winding hooks.
It was one of the best performances we've ever seen from Jeremy Stephens.
What was the judges? It was like 30-26, 30-25, 30-24?
No, 30-24 was the Rick Lynn fight.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, someone won a 10-7.
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
Dude, yeah, because there was a 10-7 round up in the Rick Lynn fight.
Which means
I tweeted,
the ref should stop the fight because a 10-7 should never happen.
I texted you during that fight being like, this is the most one-sided fight I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen a more lopsided fight than that. It was bad. But, yeah, the Jeremy Stephens Gilbert Melendez one, man, I wish they would have stopped that in the corner. Like, if one of the Diaz...
even Gilbert says, my leg's fucked.
Yeah, if one of the Diaz brothers was in that corner, they would have stopped it. But it's because... Since it was what's his face? I forget who was in the corner of Gilbert, but yeah, they were just like, no, bro.
What do you think's next for Gilbert? Retire?
Whatever Gilbert wants, man.
They'll probably give him Dennis Seaver.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him at 45 anymore.
Oh no, because remember Dennis Seaver beat up on BJ Penn.
I also don't want to see Gilbert at 45.
Yeah.
That's not fun. The way that went down.
It's not like lightweight's gonna help him if he goes back up because that's even more stat.
Yeah, no, I want Gilbert to have a boxing match or some shit like that, like or like I don't know, or dude, I would love to hear Gilbert on more commentary and desk work. Like, that dude's great on the desk. He's done it a bunch for Fox. He's really good on the desk, and his commentary is good. He's done it for, I believe he did commentary for WEC back in the day. I could be wrong. It might have been a different promotion, but I thought it was WEC. Gilbert's really good behind the mic, and I think he's super underrated. So that's what I would like to see happen for him. But if he wants a fight, fucking give him a fight. It's not like he's like punch drunk or anything. It's just, I feel like that weight cut is like as good as he's doing with that weight cut, and I know he's eating super healthy because I think he's pescatarian nowadays, if not more than that. But man, that was just that was a rough fight. That was a rough fight to watch. I just like Gil a lot, and he's a good dude. Also, his wife is super cool, Carrie Ann Melendez, who's a kickboxer in
Bellator, right?
Yep, and does a little bit of MMA. She's under a kickboxing contract right now for Bellator, and I think she has another kickboxing fight coming up here soon. But she's super cool too. And if you guys have not seen the pictures of Gilbert's leg after that fight, go check him out. I texted you during that first round saying Gilbert's leg is 100% broken. Yeah. Which I still believe. I still think they haven't, like, I think it's a small enough fracture they're not going to talk about it being broken. But that shit, as a dude who has broken his leg to the point where I got Anderson Silva surgery, that shit looks broken. Like, that level of knot on your leg, like, I've fucked my leg up, and I've also shattered my leg in half. And he was way closer to the shattered my leg in half level of swelling than the I slammed this truck of a skateboard into my shin kind of level. Yeah, it just looked bad, man. Like, as a dude who's fucked his shins up a lot, that looked real bad. So I thought he for sure fractured his shin the first round, but I guess not. Ilir Latifi, Tyson Pedro. I should have seen this coming. You should have seen this coming. We all should have seen this coming.
Once I saw him just do the wrestling, I was like, wait, I totally forgot Ilir Latifi is wrestling.
And Tyson Pedro is very hittable. And
he's still pretty green.
And very like lanky and tall for that division. And he's not the slickest wrestler by any means. It all kind of made sense. And I believe the Vivisection were the ones that had the best take on it, which is I think it was Conor Rebus saying like, I don't know why you thought anything different was gonna happen, because that was obviously all that was gonna happen in that. But things that were super unexpected was Henry Cejudo fucking plastering Wilson Hayes in the second round.
Easily the most impressive performance in the entire card.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Henry Cejudo's
he said he'd only trained a couple
him.
months in karate style. I can't remember the fuck he said trained, but he went to a specialized camp.
See, he gave all his credit to karate, but that shit was like some karate, but mostly footwork and boxing.
Snapping jabs, those right straights.
But he was like, it's karate as in like you're mostly just using space and boxing.
Yeah, and the counter.
Like, because it was his boxing that really won him that fight.
Because I know that dude is talented at boxing and wrestling. He's like a boxer wrestler.
But his footwork was way better in this fight. And he just lit Wilson Hayes on fire the entire time.
So who does he fight? Okay, I think what should happen, even though they're doing DJ Borg, in the meantime, they should just do Cejudo Pettis.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Because then you 100% have
I kind of I like Pettis in the sense that because he's a better striker, and if he gets pressure against the fence. But, dude, I like Cejudo overall because of his wrestling.
Yeah, I think Cejudo bucks. I think he RDA's Anthony Pettis.
Yeah.
I mean, Sergio Pettis.
And you know
the way RDA did to Anthony.
At this point, even as good as Cejudo look, I wouldn't take him in a fight against DJ, but I think it would go the fucking distance. That should be entertaining as fuck.
I think it'd be...
let's go the distance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see how DJ took that fight on. Because I don't know if there's any one area that Sergio's super broken in.
Sergio or Cejudo? Because I'm talking about Cejudo.
Oh, you're talking about Cejudo?
If he convincingly beats Sergio.
I think Cejudo doesn't have the ground game for DJ.
as far as jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think that's how DJ wins, plus gassing him, because we didn't see much distance fighting, and you can't fight like that for 4 rounds. Actually, nah, they're flyweights. Maybe they can. But I don't think. I think you're going to give up takedowns or leg kicks or something. DJ will find something.
He's still never been taken down. To be fair,
DJ's never been taken down.
Cejudo.
Oh, yeah, but DJ never tried. Either.
Well, no,
literally never tried.
He honestly probably wouldn't even try anyway in a rematch because he would just work on those.
I disagree. Not if he comes out like that with that fucking wide karate stance and shit. I think that's how you.
Either way. That's the flyweight matchup I would like to see right now. Would just be Cejudo versus DJ. But Cejudo wants another fight.
I like a lot of the flyweight matchups right now, to be fair. I like the Ray Borg fight. I said that last week, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. Ray Borg still does look pretty solid.
I think that's a fun fight, too. So, I don't know. I like that. That division's underrated, for sure. Especially with dudes like Wilson Hayes, who, everyone shits on Wilson Hayes. Wilson Hayes is so fucking good.
No, he's still great.
He's very good. He's just, not top level at anything. He's just very well rounded in a couple things. But, he just gets lit on fire by Olympians, and people are like, oh, he's garbage, bro. You don't know. Oh, these fucking flyweights. There's no competitors. Yeah, it's upsetting. So
this fight.
Oh, yeah, we should continue on.
We went against each other in fantasy.
Yeah, this didn't go well for me, bro. It went real well for you.
To be fair, I did think Magny would at least kind of be able to jab him from the outside.
My thoughts was, Magny won't die in the first round, so I should at least make some points off this in fantasy. Nope, super wrong. Magny got leg kicked once, fell down, and then died.
Dude, yeah, he did fall down on one leg kick, right? It was just one.
That's what Pat Wyman literally called last week, too. Yeah. He's like, literally, Neil Magny's going to get kicked so hard he's going to fall down. RDA's going to get on top of him and kill him. And that was literally what happened. And then Pat Wyman came on this week's Heavy Hands being like, I'm not going to say I said exactly what was going to happen, but
to quote Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, a toe to sew.
Exactly. Oh, God. Trailer Park Boys is real good. Coming
to Balboa Park, by the way. Balboa Theater, December 4th.
No way.
Doing a Christmas special, yeah.
Fuck, we should go to that,
Me and my brother are giant fans.
If you guys go, let me know.
Blake's down, too. He's watched them all.
If you guys go, let me know. I'll go.
Let's fucking go.
I'll go. That would be hilarious. Also, Action Bronson's down here, dog.
Yeah,
what you talking about?
I think I'm legit buying a ticket tonight.
Dude, if you buy a ticket, let me know and I'll give you cash.
Because I asked my brother, he's like, maybe. I'm like, dude, that's because you don't listen to good rap anymore.
Also, yeah, Action fucking Bronson. Bop.
Who do you think would be opening it for him? Sorry that we're off topic, by the way.
If it's the best,
would he have his boy Big Body Best?
Right? Oh yeah, I hope so. But if the world is good, then Danny Brown opens.
I was gonna say Danny Brown or someone.
Danny Brown,
bitch.
What you need? Got that Adderall and fire sweet.
In a perfect world, we would have Run the Jewels there with him, but nah, that would never happen.
No, it'll probably be like some fucking dude that he knows from New York.
Who's also a chef.
I'm cool with, man. Hey, yeah, please bring more chefs around and please drop more fucking food references. That's my favorite part. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, we'll get back on track, but yeah, goddamn RDA with the fucking head and arm against Neil Magny. Gorgeous finish. Just Neil Magny had nothing. And Luke Thomas had a really cool breakdown on this where he talked about how long guys have a much harder time defending against stuff like head and arm triangles and retaining guard, just because being lanky helps in some positions, but it hurts in a lot of them.
I feel like it's good if you're in a butterfly.
Well, because
you're trying to kick away,
right?
Keep your distance. But if you're not in that, then it's hard to kind of bring yourself up into a guard, right? Because you're so long.
Well, and long arms and half guard and stuff like that makes it tough to not get sprawled out on. Because even if you're digging underhooks, your leverage is so deep that it's almost not helpful anymore. So it was kind of interesting. I really liked what Luke Thomas had to say about that. And then lastly, we'll touch on Valentina Shevchenko took on Amanda Nunes.
Dude, I'd have to watch it again. So I could actually score on my round.
You know what?
I watched too much bits. I watched it solid, the first 2 rounds. I gave the first 2 rounds
to Nunes.
Again, probably. I think I gave the first 2 to Nunes. And then after that, I couldn't watch round 3, and I watched 4 and 5. I definitely gave... I think I gave 4 to Shevchenko. I might have given 3 to Shevchenko, too. I think I gave the last round barely to Nunes. I think I gave it to Nunes 48-47, but like barely.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to give round 5 a draw, even with the takedown.
It was close. Yeah.
Honestly, I would probably score.
Especially since the takedown just led to a bunch of elbows to the face.
But see, I did think Shevchenko hit her more than she got hit. Like it's weird.
Yeah, but also Shevchenko didn't land anything significant the entire fight, whereas Amanda Nunes did land some big shots here and there.
So I think my official score for initially seeing, I didn't see the third round, as I gave it to Nunes.
Yeah,
a very close fight.
See,
a draw, because I would not be mad with that. Like people need to be able to call draws. Like they called a draw for Woodley, Thompson won.
I agree.
And now it's a draw, in my opinion. That was such a close fight.
Oh, for sure.
That's one of the best fights of the past couple of years. People just don't realize that because the second fight was boring.
Well, it's the same reason why everyone calls fucking Damian Maia, Tyron Woodley a bad fight. It's like, it's a bad fight if you hate takedown defense.
Least amount of punches recorded, bro. I'm Dana.
If you love takedown defense and being able to control where the fight takes place, that's one of the best performances of all time. Like, fucking... Dog, like, I guarantee you everyone who hates that fight hates Ben Askren because they just don't like the ground game. So there's no respect to offense or defense of the ground game. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we might actually, since we turned the fan on between segments, because San Diego is hot as fuck recently.
Let's watch it at the end. We'll just go ahead and preview Pittsburgh real quick, get that out of the way, give our thoughts on that. As far as Canelo and Triple G, I'd say just give a quick little thoughts.
Oh, we'll give quick thoughts on Canelo Triple G, and then we'll give quick thoughts on Pittsburgh here in a second. But we might watch a tiny bit of Nunes Shevchenko
for sure.
In this next break. But yeah, overall good fight. I had Nunes in one of my fantasy leagues for Mag War, so that's, I mean, I'm super biased, but we'll rewatch that here in a minute.
How many points did you net from that? Because she's main event.
I did decent. I don't know off the top of my head. I think I did like
at least 25, right? 30?
No, because you get less when it's a decision.
That's right.
Against you, like
she probably got about 15 to 20.
Yeah, I think I got like 15 to 20, like something like that. 17 maybe. So pretty good. I'm like second in that league, I think. And the dude ahead of me has been making bad decisions, so should be pretty legit. But we will be back here in a second. Our last clip for the breaks is going to be MMA Vivisection, which they talk about. Justin Ledet seems like the type of guy, and you will hear what they mean by that. But Justin Ledet does seem like the type of guy.
Don't like his haircut.
Perfect segue, Chris.
And Ledet is a weird dude. He strikes me as an exceptionally weird dude in like all ways, you know? The kind of dude who shaves his head down to like a 1 and then leaves a mullet from like here halfway down the skull.
Yeah. Ledet, you would not be shocked if Ledet like came out, walked out into his driveway in the morning to get his paper and he was wearing like a kimono. Like that's what he wears around the house. That would be very much in tune with his character.
Yeah, or if his house was like a brightly painted RV.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked.
No, I wouldn't be shocked.
All right, we are back. That was the MMA Vivisection talking about how Justin Ledet seems like the type of guy who would shave his entire head except for the mullet part, and how he would live in a weirdly neon painted trailer. I am a big fan of it, and I thought it was fun.
Lamps.
That's right. So we are going to go ahead and break down this upcoming UFC Fight Night 116 Rockhold vs. Branch card. Before we do that, though, Chris, briefly, why don't we talk about our thoughts on Canelo versus
Triple G, Gennady
Triple G,
Golovkin.
thank you. I almost said Canelo versus Alvarez because I'm all over the place tonight. So I've heard from a ton of people recently, like in the last week or so, that almost everyone's leaning Canelo's way, which surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah, I think it's because what it is
the age.
Golovkin is 35. He should have fought Triple G about 2 years ago when he was more in his prime, right?
And age is a way bigger deal in boxing.
And it is. In my opinion, they're overlooking Triple G. They don't realize that he's the kind of guy that throws fucking fire early, fast. He knows how to put people against the ropes. Canelo likes to put people against the ropes too. Mm-hmm. But Triple G is the slightly bigger fighter. He hits harder. Yeah, he hits harder than Canelo. And I think it's a 50-50 fight realistically. I could see Canelo winning via decision. I don't think he will knock out Triple G. The reason why I say that is I unfortunately watched Canelo fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Jr. is a bigger fighter, but he's skinny and lanky. He doesn't have a great chin. All Canelo did was just put on a show and body shot the fuck out of him and keep him against the ropes the whole time. And that was more on Cesar Chavez Jr. not being able to capitalize on anything.
True.
Triple G is not that kind of fighter. He's a guy that is fucking amazing at body shots, picking his body shots and throwing nothing
he
but
lights
power
people
shots.
on fire.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to win down Canelo as far as his cardio goes and just beat the fuck out of him to the body. And then just go on a barrage upstairs. I like Triple G in this fight. That's my pick, and I'm going kind of fast through it. But as far as the people lobbying for Canelo, I can totally see where they're coming from. As far as him being the younger, more athletic fighter, and kind of using. I think they said he's faster with his jab, but his footwork is not as good as Triple G's. He's a little slow with the footwork, from what I remember.
Yeah, I'm on board with all of that. I think that Triple G, from the little tape I've seen of both these guys, I don't watch nearly as much boxing tape as I do for MMA cards. For example, I've seen I've seen every single one of these guys' last fights on this Pittsburgh card. But, I mean, in the last day or two, I've seen 90% of this card's fights, probably. I've seen 9 out of 10 of every one of these guys' fights. Whereas this boxing card, I've seen not nearly that. But from the little bit of information I've taken in, I'm surprised everyone's kind of just shunning Triple G's power 100%. Like, everyone wants to shut down the fact that Triple G is way bigger despite Canelo being a beast. But, like, yeah. I feel like that size discrepancy is huge in boxing. And
like, he's only an inch and a half taller and has half an inch
I don't give a fuck about height and reach, really. I mean, just size.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
a big motherfucker.
Too, for his own size, like, he's kind of more built.
True.
But then again, Triple G is kind of big too.
Yeah,
and he did fight Kell Brookman, who is a weight. He's like he's like a super middleweight.
And people underestimate that Eastern European build. Like, fucking,
like, Russians are essentially
dudes are built differently than if you were to picture a Mexican boxer and picture an Eastern European boxer. You see the difference in your head?
You know what's ironic? Triple G fights like a Mexican more than Canelo.
I know,
and
which is hilarious.
Scary.
Yeah.
And that's why Triple G has so many Mexican fans.
Dude,
because I did see the weigh-in
today. I love that fucking
hashtag. In LA, and there was a lot of Mexicans wearing Triple G hats.
Dog, they love Triple G.
They probably got a lot of shit from a bunch of LA fans. Hey, fool, Canelo. It's me, Canelo. You need Canelo.
Hey, you in the wrong stadium, bro.
See, if I was a troll, I'd be like, dude, Canelo's, like, more white dude looking. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Hey,
I don't want to get stabbed.
Technically.
I don't want to get stabbed in LA.
Yeah, no. That's always my plan when I go to LA, is to not get stabbed. Yeah.
And go to Roscoe's.
It's a tough struggle, but the struggle is real, Chris. Every time I go to LA, I just expect the show Kingdom to happen around me.
Oh, yeah.
God, I love that show Kingdom. Have you ever seen that show?
No, you've mentioned it before. Is it good now?
Dude,
like when you said I just started watching it last time, you said it's pretty good so far.
The first 2 seasons. It's okay. So I should say
Frank Grillo's the main guy, like the famous actor. He's like the head coach, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's 100% dramatic bullshit. However, there are awesome moments in that show.
Cool.
Between just like cool the dramatic shit kind of ends up pretty well done most of the time. Like, it's not like fucking Dexter season 4. Like, it's like Dexter season 1 through 3, not Dexter season 4.
One of the worst showrunners of all television. He ruined Iron Fist for Marvel.
Oh, we can also
blame
John Lithgow's weak ass rear naked choke in season 4 of Dexter. We can also blame that.
John Lithgow's
where he pretended to kill a girl in Dexter and then applied the world's worst rear naked choke that wouldn't put asleep a baby.
Speaking of John Lithgow, shouts out to Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, fuckboy from Shrek. I agree.
By the way, that's a play on words of Lord Fuckwad. They said in a DVD commentary. Except your children. When I was a kid, I didn't know that.
Nah, what are you gonna do? I forgot what else I was gonna. Oh, right. So that show's
the Kingdom is good. I gotta check it out.
Kingdom is amazing.
I gotta check it out.
It's officially done, I believe.
I think.
And I've only seen the first 2 seasons so far. So
I think there's 4 total, right?
No, it's 3. It could turn into garbage on the 3rd season. However, first season starts out a little rough. Some of the editing is pretty fucking rough, especially
like
around
the
commercials.
Fight choreography?
No, just the way it edits around commercials and stuff, like weird fade outs and stuff.
Can I guess this? I've never seen a show, but is there a character who probably has a gun because he's aggressive and angry at another character, and that's how it always happens even with the fighting, and that shouldn't make sense?
Dog, pick a character.
Okay, there we go.
Like,
I will like the show then.
All of the characters have guns, and they all a lot of heroin use. A lot of guns. So
this show is about everyone is.
It's about Venice.
Everyone's name is John Jones in Venice.
Yeah, everyone's John Jones. Everyone's either John Jones or Ronda Rousey affiliates in Venice. Yeah.
And let me guess, because it's a TV show in Venice, they show the fucking picture or mural that someone painted of Ronda Rousey at some point in the show in Venice.
Haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I'm surprised. You know what I mean?
No.
I think, okay.
And even better, Brian Callen keeps showing up over and over again as a shitty manager, speaking in an Armenian accent. I forgot. So he's like, bro, I'm going to give you the best deal, bro, but I need from you a decision. Listen, hey, your fighter, he popped for cocaine, so I need 6 fight contract, no money.
And that's the thing. You didn't
also,
see Warrior,
Brian Callen's character has...
Remember, he's in Warrior. He plays the ringside.
Also, Brian Callen's Armenian character has a anal fissure at one point. It was out for a couple episodes. And then he's like, bro, always take care of your ass, bro. It's fucking...
And the coffee flavored enema.
It's a whole thing. So Brian Callen alone is worth it for that show.
That's fucking great.
But they also have dudes... I mean, Chris Lieben, fucking... Nick the Tooth.
I know Woodley was on there.
Everybody's been on that show. I think
Rumble
probably
was
the
on
most
there.
recent season. Yeah, no, a ton. Like, I mean, Joe Daddy is a regular character.
Oh shit!
Like Joe Daddy's like one of the gym guys who hangs out. Same with Chris Lieben. I mean, they just have everybody on. It's they have fucking Jeff Ross as a promoter who gets slapped around by the main character. It's awesome. It's a great show. I absolutely recommend it. We are so off topic.
Holy shit!
We are supposed to be talking about...
We need to get into this fucking card, man.
Yeah, UFC Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, you guys.
Let's get
My
into
point
this.
being...
So our pick for the boxing, we're both going Triple G, right?
we're both... Which is weird because I haven't heard anyone else saying that.
Part of me wants to say Canelo. I get it. I think Triple G, dude, I think he's gonna knock him the fuck out in like the first 6 rounds. I don't know why, I just feel it.
I don't know boxing well enough to pick a round. I would say...
Yeah, I shouldn't say rounds.
I would say that's... I could see that.
I could see it going decision, though, probably, too. But
I think
if it goes
probably
decision,
goes to
it kind of feels like Canelo gets more technical.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is if it goes to decision, Canelo wins the decision because Vegas loves Canelo.
That's true. Mexico's the biggest market in boxing.
The promoter is going...
Oscar De La Hoya, that cocksucker who talk trash. Yeah, he wears fishnets.
Also, I don't think Canelo's won a lot of fucking cards and decisions that he shouldn't have won. Although, Chris, I should show you. We'll go ahead and start talking about this card, but while we do this, I'm going to go ahead and find you our artwork for this week, which is amazing. Why don't you start us off for this UFC Pittsburgh card? So, everyone's talking about this boxing card. I agree, I'm very hyped for the main event. I don't give a fuck about any of the rest of that boxing card.
Oh, no one does.
No one else does.
I don't.
However, this fucking UFC card has an amazing lineup. like from top to bottom, it's pretty goddamn stacked for a fight night card.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns and Jason Sago. I've heard of both of these guys.
Yeah.
Do I recognize them in fights?
You would.
If you told me who they fought in the past,
Yeah.
I'd probably be able to recognize.
So Gilbert Burns is recently taken on...
Or as Reebok calls him, Giblert.
Michael Praceres, Trator, who he had the decision loss to, and he had the win over Lucas Chaevsky and the loss to Rashid Magomedov, who and the win over Alex Oliveira, Cowboy.
Well, not really Cowboy, but yeah.
Which I mean is a pretty fucking big deal, but
Alec Gaucho.
Yeah, I really like Gilbert Burns. He's out of Black Zillions, which is nowadays
Club Combat, Henry Hoof.
I think he's with Henry Hoof. Yeah, I don't think he's actually with Black Zillions.
That's a good one. I like him already.
Yeah, I'm pretty high on him. He's taking on Jason Sago. Who's coming off Sorry, who's coming off the loss to Rustam Havlov and the win over Leandro Silva and Justin Salas.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go Gilbert Burns.
Lost Paul Felder by decision. Goddamn, that's tough.
He survived that. So, Jason Sago's a tough guy. I'm gonna go Gilbert Burns, though. I like this camp.
I agree. I think Gilbert Burns wins all the wrestling exchanges in this fight. And I think if he doesn't just muscle him up against the cage and kind of just get the better of most exchanges on the feet, I think he finishes Justin Sago just by experience and ability to control where the fight takes place. I think it'll be a fun fight. I think it'll be way more competitive than people give credit for, but I do favor Gilbert Burns a bunch more. Luke Sanders.
I remember this guy.
Cool Hand Luke out of the MMA lab with, of course, Benson Henderson, all those guys. Coming off the loss to Yuri Alcantara.
Yeah, he was in control of that fight, too. I remember that
he was fucking him up until he got caught.
He had that impressive win streak, too.
Yep, and then he had
against Maximum White.
Yeah, Maximum White. Mucho Blanco, taking on Felipe Aranches.
Okay.
Sarantejo, who is coming off the loss to Eric Perez by split decision back in 2016, and the win over Jared Sanders and Yves Jabouin.
Lost to Andre Fili.
Yeah, and that was back when Andre Fili was looking like a beast, too.
He beat Maximum White, too. MMA Lab, I like Cool Hand Luke. I don't know if he's fighting still in Arizona with Benson Henderson and those guys.
Yeah, he's training with those guys, so.
Yeah, I like him. I like his wrestling defense. I remember he's a big-time wrestler when he fought and got caught by what's-his-face. I like Cool Hand Luke in this fight.
I do, too. I'm not confident necessarily.
Yeah, I don't have the utmost confidence, but going off his fight camp and who he trains with and his wrestling background. Oh, yeah, this is different, too.
Oh, I forgot. Wait, Luke's to that fight. I forgot.
My.
Holy shit, Chris. That fight actually got dropped because Felipe Aranches is no longer on the card.
So he was the guy you were talking about.
Yeah, I remember I told you someone dropped out that I forgot
but
about.
If they were fighting, we would have picked Luke Sanders.
I had Luke Sanders going into it. Christoph Jocko, Uriah Hall, which we talked a lot about today, actually.
Yeah. Uriah Hall is probably the largest boomer bust fighter in the entire middleweight division, for sure.
Shouts out to Keystone. Keep going.
Christoph Jocko, I forget, is he more of a grappler, right? If I recall correctly.
Not necessarily. If we pull up here, we'll take a look at both of them. Uriah Hall is, of course, coming off of the loss to Gegard Mousasi and Derek Brunson by first round stoppage. And then the three-round decision to, I would argue, a very different Robert Whittaker. He was taking on Christoph Jocko. Christoph Jocko, of course, recently coming off the loss to David Branch by decision. Split decision, I should add. And then wins over Talis Ledis, Tamden McCrory, and Bradley Scott. Also guys like Scott Askham and Magnum Blad. Dude's been around for a while. Christoph Jocko's been fighting for the UFC.
Was it ATT? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was the one that lost that rough split decision to the guy who's headlining this card, David Branch.
That's right.
Where he got mostly wrestle-fucked and a little bit punched in the face. Whereas Uriah Hall has been murdered in his last couple fights. The Robert Whittaker fight was more competitive, but Robert Whittaker didn't fight like Robert Whittaker does nowadays. Because I believe he got injured very early in that fight, if I remember right.
I think you're right.
Even though he won that fight, I think Robert Whittaker, like similar to his recent fight, I think he injured like his leg or his hand.
I think he like just clearly beat Hall in the first 2 rounds. He got in the final round.
And I think, if I'm remembering, I could be fucking this up, but if I'm remembering right, he had some kind of injury going into that, in the first or second round. But yeah, the Derek Brunson and Gegard Mousasi fight we watched, and man, Uriah Hall's been getting clipped by shit.
Yeah, I think I like Jocko in this one. I think is he the bigger guy? He's 6'1",
6'1", 185. Hall is 6 foot.
Okay, so like the same.
186. Yeah, they're the same size.
He's younger than Hall.
Is he younger?
28 and 33.
Oof, I didn't realize Hall was 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is one of those fights that I have, full disclosure, I have Krzysztof Jotko on my fantasy league. So I definitely am picking him to win. However, I haven't decided whether or not I'm switching this yet. I'm thinking about switching it. But currently, Krzysztof Jotko is my flex fighter because, man, Uriah Hall sometimes just kicks dudes upside their heads when they're not looking. And that is a scary fucking opponent to have, like, in a fantasy league, you know?
Yeah, part of me wants to go with the upset and go with Hall, but I'm going to play it safe and go Jocko.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart. However, I would not at all be surprised if Uriah Hall sometimes Uriah Hall gets crazy and gets all confident and starts throwing crazy shit, and that works out real well for him. It's just he doesn't do it nearly as much as I would think he would. Daniel Spitz is taking on Anthony Hamilton. David Spitz is out of Sig Jitsu up in Washington with Sam Cecilia and
Michael
Chiesa and all those guys. Yep.
Cody McKenzie.
Sure, I don't know if he's still up there, but yeah.
Or no, he's in Vegas now.
And he's coming off the loss to Mark Godbeer by decision. Which, I mean, first fight in the UFC going to decision against Mark Godbeer, not the worst. He's taking on Anthony Hamilton, who is called Freight Train out of Jackson Wink, who's coming off the losses to Marcel Fortuna and Francis Ngannou.
No shame in getting murdered by Ngannou.
No, but like, those are 2 rough finishes that he's been through. I mean, dude's gotten stopped twice in the last 5 minutes of his fighting career. Although, to be fair to him, the fight before that he won 14 seconds in on the Lawler Woodley card. So which way you leaning on that one?
Part of me really wants to go Daniel Spitz. I'm gonna go Anthony Hamilton.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because I had the Jackson Wink, and I feel like he's gonna prepare off a loss pretty well. I know I'll probably be wrong. This is just a gut pick.
I'm actually gonna go Spitz for no fucking good reason. I think Anthony Hamilton should win this fight, but when you get stopped twice quickly in your last 2 fights, and your fight before that was a 14-second punch in the first round, I get nervous. Nothing I've seen from Daniel Spitz makes me think he should win this fight, apart from Anthony Hamilton's record. So I think that's probably the smart pick to take Anthony Hamilton in this. However, the fact that David Spitz did make it to a 3-round decision in his first fight in the UFC does give me a tiny bit of confidence, so I'm going to lean that way. Chris, I need your advice on this next one, because I have OAM, Olivier Aubin Mercier.
Yeah. Which I love how it's really Oliver Aubin Mercer. Like, all right.
Yeah. But I 100% have him on my actually both fantasy leagues I have. So I'm gonna be super biased. He's coming off the wins over Thibaut Gaudy and Drew Dover, both by sub. via RNC. He's taking on Tony Martin, who's been looked good as fuck lately out of Team Sityo who recently is coming off the wins over Alex White and Johnny Case, both of which are very impressive lately. This is a much tougher fight than I thought it was when I originally grabbed OAM as one of my picks. I'm curious to hear your pick on it.
Fuck, dude.
It's close, right?
You know what? I'm going OAM because TriStar, bro. For us,
really, even over Team Sityo and his win over Johnny Case and Alex White.
I just gotta trust TriStar, man. I gotta trust the coach.
All right, I can't argue with that since I literally have him on my fantasy team. But
I'm going with the coach thing, man. Here,
I'm surprised,
Ross
man.
Just knows how to fucking game plan.
I mean, I can see that. So what I would want from OAM in this fight is I would hope that he is going to work more of the wrestling game than he normally does. I'm not convinced he's going to actually do that. But it's possible. I'm hoping that'll be the case. We'll see. If OAM doesn't work the wrestling game, I think he has an okay chance on the feet if he's willing to pick his shots. If he gets really overconfident and starts walking forward on Tony Martin, I think he's going to get lit the fuck on fire with straight hands. With especially shirt rights and nasty jabs. But if OAM can stick the jab and kind of stand on the outside and pick his shots for takedowns, I think he probably gets an RNC finish or an arm triangle or something like that. But I think it'll be a fun fight either way. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about it.
So the next fight is Justin Ledet.
That's right, Justin Ledet versus
Zulu Onyanwu.
Yep, Onyanwu, who's coming off the Ultimate Fighter. Nope, not the. Wow, that's
Contender Series.
Contender Series. Justin Ledet, El Blanco, coming off the wins over Chase Sherman and Mark Godbeer.
Yeah, you know what?
And Onyanwu,
considering we saw Zulu fight against that Greg Rebello guy. And you also showed me the Justin Ledet fight, and he has that very terrible haircut that clearly he gives zero fucks about.
Also, he fought at CFFC 63, which is kind of cool.
I gotta go with Justin Ledet.
I'm going Justin Ledet. He is good in clinch.
100%. He was grappling well. He's got a terrible haircut, but he backs up with a good fight game. So.
That's right. Also, he backs it up with a solid game on the MMA Vivisection, where they have some sweet jokes about his hair. But yeah, I agree. I just don't see a way that
if Zulu wins, then clearly Dana saw something we didn't.
Dude, so Azuna could totally knock out Justin Ledet.
Yeah.
Based on the way he knocked out whoever the fuck, George Rebello, Greg Rebello, who he knocked out before, he could totally do that. The way he stood there and stared at Greg Rebello for a good round and a half up until he did that.
Yeah.
And got lit up in the face in the process. Makes me super nervous, especially since I am not convinced at all about his wrestling game either. So I'm definitely leaning Ledet, but it could be one of these guys who I just don't know enough about. Which is entirely possible.
So then we got your boy Kamaru Usman versus Sergio Moraes.
That's right, and this is one of those fights that, man, I want so many times to pick Sergio Moraes in this fight. If it was anyone other than Kamaru Usman. So you obviously have Kamaru, right?
Oh, dude, I love this. This guy's fight style his last two fights.
Yeah.
He's fucking explosive. He's fast. He's got great wrestling. The last fight I saw was against Sean Strickland. He basically wrestle-fucked him for 3 rounds straight.
Yeah, and then he had that Warley Alves fight.
To be fair, the fact that he's had 4 decisions in the last fights, I think he just is great at wrestle-fucking people and utilizing his All-American NCAA wrestling pedigree.
Yeah, he's way too good.
He's basically really similar to Tyron Woodley. Except that he wrestles more than Tyron Woodley does currently.
Yeah, for sure. And he's way more confident in his cardio. He's more like Kevin Lee, I would argue.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kevin Lee's got great wrestling.
Yeah, and so Sergio Moraes, I think people super underrate, including myself. I almost always have picked this dude, and I almost always have made money off of him. He's one of those dark horses who, he hasn't lost in 7 7 fights. He had a draw against Lon Chagas, and that was it. He's won every other fight by sub or decision.
Looks like he had some health issues, or he was doing some personal stuff from 2012 to 2015.
Yeah, no, he definitely had some shit going on.
Like well, no,
part of that was some of the Bellator schedule, I think, too. Before that, because like he was one of the dudes who was in Bellator and Jungle Fight and like kind of moved around a bit. Plus, he was an Ultimate Fighter during one of those chunks. I think it was probably during that 2012-ish era. She was in Ultimate Fighter Brazil 1 with Honey Jason and those guys, I believe. But yeah, I'm normally very high on Sergio Moraes. I think he is one of the most underrated guys in that division. However, the guy I would say is more underrated than Sergio Moraes is Kamaru Usman. I'm very high on him. I'm actually the guy who told you to grab him when he was available. Because
well, no, remember I texted you, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm about to draft. No, I'm like, said, look, I'm a draft right now. And you saw Usman, you're like, damn, I was going to take him.
Yeah, he was on my list of people I wanted to grab, so... I am 100% on board. And speaking of people,
here's my boy, my flex.
You're high on.
No. I contracted this guy because I put someone else in the flex because you recommend that.
Yeah.
Gregor Gillespie.
Your boy Gregor Gillespie straight killed the man last time.
Andrew Holbrook the fuck out.
That's right.
Yeah.
He murdered the shit out of Andrew Holbrook.
In 21 fucking seconds.
Yeah, it was bad too. Yeah. It was really ugly. He's taking on Jason Gonzalez.
This guy looks fucking huge for lightweight.
Who was coming off a win over JC Cantrell by Bravo in the first round, and the loss to Drew Dober via knockout in the first round, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my boy Gregor. More fight experience. Well, they both have the same amount of UFC experience, but Gregor has more wins in a row. Well, he's undefeated. Wow.
And Gregor came out on fucking fire in that last fight. Like, that was ridiculous the way he lit Holbrook on fire. Like, I believe, if I remember right, I think I had Holbrook in that fight when we picked those back then.
I think I did too, because I never did Gillespie.
Yeah, me neither. And holy shit, were we wrong. Like, dude, he...
So yeah, I'm expecting big things from this guy.
Even though Holbrook landed significantly, Gillespie was still able to starch him in the long run by... essentially just landing super sharp 1-2s to the face over and over again. Like, if you rewatch that fight, he gets caught with a couple things and he just starts landing 1-2s, and then he bombs on him and finishes it very quickly afterwards. I feel like that dude's striking is super underrated, and I agree with you. I think that's a super smart pick. However, Chris, we don't agree on all these. Anthony Smith versus Hector Lombard as this fucking shitty Sherdog page reloads. God damn it, Sherdog. Why do you gotta be so difficult all the time? Man, we have a lot of the same picks on this card.
Yeah, I do think that's kind of like the card's kind of more one-sided.
It's definitely one-sided because that's why we both have a lot of picks. Because that's why we both have a bunch of dudes on the fantasy team in this card.
It looks like
it's exactly that reason, right? It'll take a second to load. We'll talk about it for a second. But Anthony Smith, Hector Lombard, we watched a little bit of footage on this beforehand.
I know Smith has a sizable height advantage on him.
Yeah, so he definitely
Lombard
does,
is definitely probably is the smallest middleweight, actually. Him and Hendricks.
They're very close in height.
They're pretty tiny.
Yeah. When you rewatch that fight, they're super close.
Click on what's his height? Lombard, I guess 5'9", 5'10". He's tiny.
Lombard is
real tiny, 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah, he's huge, like he's thick.
Taking on Anthony Lionheart, who's what 6'2",
he's probably
6'1",
6'2". Holy fuck!
4.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, no wonder because I saw the photo and he was like this, dude, like looking way the fuck up.
And one thing that's super interesting about this matchup is that Anthony Lionheart Smith is one of those dudes who always gets beat on in the first round pretty badly, and then comes back because he can outlast the beating you give him. The thing that worries me is I rewatched that Dan Henderson fight that Lombard had.
Yeah. Was it clinch's weakness?
Lombard blasted him like 4,500 times in the face, and the only reason Dan Henderson survived was because he's Dan Henderson. And there was very similar things that happened in the fight against Johnny Hendricks, where Hector Lombard blasts him super hard, super early, and Anthony Smith tends to get blasted super hard, super early. The thing that makes this interesting is Anthony Smith is known for lasting through that damage and being able to overcome and come on late, kind of like Darren Elkins style.
I'm taking Anthony Smith.
Are you?
Because he's the taller fighter. He's a lot bigger. I don't know how the reach advantage will be. It probably won't be too crazy. I mean, I don't know, 6'4", 5'9".
We don't have it in front of us.
But it's also because Johnny Hendricks, post-USADA Johnny Hendricks beat Lombard, especially in the exchanges. And
dude,
Johnny Hendricks post-USADA hasn't been looked good,
He beat Lombard, but he didn't look good.
Oh, he didn't look good.
He got bombed on in
but
parts
still,
of that fight.
if I'm Lombard, man, I shouldn't be losing to post-USADA Hendricks.
That's true.
Sure, he's still good wrestling and stuff. But
So I'm actually going to take Lombard in this fight, mainly because I don't think Anthony Smith is going to be able to sustain the damage that Lombard took on him early. If he does make it out of the first round, I give this a good odds to Anthony Smith. But I just think Lombard's going to be able to land some fucking haymakers early. It's going to make it really tough for Anthony Smith to make it out of the first round without a ref stopping it. If it's a bad ref, I see Anthony Smith winning this fight. If he can survive Hector Lombard's early crazy shit in the first round and a half, I can definitely see Anthony Smith winning this fight. But I'm definitely leaning Hector Lombard in it, just after watching some tape. And, he just looked real good in his last fight. So, it makes it a little tough. But I could honestly go either way on it. Your boy, we should mention... You got so goddamn lucky on your pick this week.
I have Kamaru Usman, I have Gregor Gillespie, and I got the main fucking event, my boy Luke Rockhold.
That's right, and I should mention for the record...
Who was my number one overall pick, actually.
Yeah, and I should mention for the record, I actually have Krzysztof Jotko, I have OAM, and I have David Branch. Which we'll
so I'm going against you in the main event.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But your boy Mike Perry is probably going to be the easiest money on this card if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, God's gift, as he likes to call
Dude,
himself.
because he's looked awesome lately.
He has. As undisciplined as he is, or inexperienced, say, as far as comparing to a lot of other fighters
and
at the point in his career,
car accidents where he's inhaling metal.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Shout out to Ariel's show.
He's gonna just absorb the metals with like platinum.
Yeah.
And it's gonna enhance his physique.
The only thing that's kind of crazy is the guy.
God will bless him with great fighting skills.
Exactly.
Tomorrow.
The only thing that's kind of crazy is the guy that he's taking on is coming off of a bunch of first round finishes.
Yeah, didn't he start 0-2 and won like 13 in a row?
Let's scroll down.
Yep. Wow.
0-2 and had, 9 first-round finishes in a row, then had 2 fourth-round finishes, and then back to first-round finishes. He's got finishes by KO, TKO, sub via RNC, sub via arm triangle.
If this guy he was fighting was a natural welterweight, I'd say this has upset written all over it. But...
Yeah, if this was fucking Gilbert Melendez fighting Alex Reyes...
But
I would say this could be rough for Gilbert.
But Alex Reyes is a 155er.
He's a 155er on late notice who has fought once this year and then didn't fight since 2015.
And we don't know how hard or not the guys he whipped their ass hit.
Yeah, also he fought 3 weeks ago.
Look, he fights in SJW, Social Justice Warriors 2.
He literally fought.
I'm just kidding.
He literally fought about 3 weeks ago.
Ooh, that's not good.
So,
that is not healthy.
Well, it was a minute. The fight lasted a minute.
Oh, he's
6
fine.
seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. This dude could be if he wins this fight. This puts him in the top 10.
Oh yeah.
This is the put up or shut up kind of fight for this dude. You want to get in the UFC, this is the old school way. This isn't the Contender Series way. This is, hey, show up on short notice and beat a giant contender and you get your fucking name in there real quick.
Yep.
So good on Alex Reyes, and I hope he does well. I am with you. I think Mike Perry murders him. Because, like, I would not be surprised if Mike Perry underestimated a motherfucker. Like, that would not surprise me.
Who would you have picked, by the way, Mike Perry? Thiago Alves.
I had Mike Perry over that.
Mike Perry over that, too?
Yeah. I actually like that better a little bit because I feel like Mike Perry cared more about Thiago Alves. I feel like Alex Reyes, Mike Perry's kind of.
And then everyone knows we're both going with our boys in fantasy.
That's right. Me and Chris are going head to head in fantasy.
What is your pick for this as far as finish or decision? If I had Branch, I'd say decision. I think he would grind out Rockhold and just play it safe and go decision. That's just me. I think he would gas him out and go decision.
So here's what's fucked up, Chris. I think he actually gets him via knockout early.
Knockout early? How early are we talking?
First two. I think Rockhold doesn't have any respect for David Branch.
His cockiness and arrogance is going to play into factor again.
Yeah, man, and he just doesn't keep his hands up, and he just throws naked kicks all the time, and everything. David Branch is a dude who almost always wins via wrestle fucking, which I am a big fan of. Shouts out to Ben Askren. Like, if you can dominate someone and decide where the fight takes place, guess what that makes you? The better fighter, bitches. Like, I have no problem with someone wrestle fucking a win. I'm totally into that. I was a big fan of GSP when he was doing it to everybody. I think that's incredibly impressive. To be able to hold a man down and decide where the fuck the fight takes place.
Even though he was roided up all the time and doesn't like getting in the face, I did like Brock Lesnar for utilizing his speed and size.
His is a little different because
it is different wrestling.
He just fell on people
but you know
mostly,
what I mean, though?
But yeah.
Like, as far as like just ripping people the fuck down to the mat.
Yeah, still my favorite win of all time is Frank Mir hitting him with that.
I just like to watch him move because he shouldn't be moving that fast for someone his size.
Yeah, he's insane.
He's a goddamn gorilla.
Well, he's a goddamn giant ball steroid, is what he is.
Like, they call him McGregor Gorilla, which makes no sense. You should be calling Brock Lesnar Gorilla.
I mean, they would, but that's racist because he's too white.
And there's the vanilla gorilla, like Chase Sherman.
No. Chase Sherman should be the vanilla gorilla.
Yeah,
if Brock Lesnar was the vanilla gorilla, then it would be real upsetting.
Yeah, because he doesn't like to get hit and can't take damage.
I mean, he's like the vanilla gorilla.
And it's weird, like, he can throw damage, but he still doesn't know how to throw damage.
Right. He's like a vanilla gorilla if it was made out of those chocolate oranges that are hollow inside.
Yeah, the gorilla. Yeah.
It's like that.
Like, if you taught Brock Lesnar how to actually throw strikes, he could be very dangerous, because that dude's probably powerful as fuck. So it's like creating damage.
See, I think he knows how to throw strikes. I think he just has never been hit in the face.
He's just like, fuck it, I'm an all-pro wrestler. Who cares?
Well, rumor is you're not allowed to hit Brock Lesnar in the face in training. You can't. That's been like a rumor for a long time.
See, like, if I didn't like getting in the face, I'd be like, hit me in the face, I'd grow a tolerance.
Although Pat Barry told some great stories about training with Brock Lesnar, which mostly involved him drinking at a bar and eating pizza.
That's kind of cool.
Which I'm into that. And Pat Barry, you and me should hang out sometime if you're ever
Brock Lesnar ate a whole pie.
No longer sober. Because Pat Barry's sober now. But no, Brock Lesnar wasn't there. He was just... Pat Barry was
talking about
in South Dakota.
I thought you said he had a beer with Brock Lesnar.
No, this was like during the whole Rose Namajunas interview thing.
Yeah.
Where Pat was talking about how he's a giant drunk and an alkie. Pat Barry,
so Pat
Barry, yeah. So Pat Barry, don't come drink with us until you start drinking again, and then you're welcome to come drink with us. But it's not our decision, bro. It's your decision. Be strong. So there's a weird segue about how we're trying not to influence Pat Barry to drink with us.
I do not advocate relapses in alcoholism. That's
true. Hey, I advocate you doing what you want, bro. Everyone's adults. Do what you want. You want to be sober, be sober. You don't want to be sober, maybe make good decisions, and then you can not be sober. That's
called celebrating making good decisions.
Yeah. No, that's always how I feel about drinking. Is like, yo, you can totally drink as long as you make good decisions. It's when you drink and make bad decisions that drinking becomes not okay. But now that we've segued way out of topic, and clearly I've been drinking way too many of these amazing Karl Strauss Aurora Hoppy Alice IPAs, we both clearly are on the opposite sides of this main event.
Yeah, as far as me calling the fight, I think Rockhold will get a knockout.
You think so? Like, how early?
Like, as a third round of the fight. I think he's going to catch Brant's clean with, like, some...
On the feet? Or you think he's going to get a top control?
He's going to get, like, some head kick. He's going to catch him because he's good with his kicks.
I can see that. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what he does. He just throws
I think it'll be one of those, like, kind of
feinty
looking question mark kicks where, like, he kind of feints to, like...
fakes the body and goes high.
Yeah, fakes the body, goes high, and then it's like, oh, and he catches him in the back of the ear, that weird, like, boop spot, you know, like fucking Volkan
does. Or the dude last week who just starts like that.
That Russian dude or Dagestani dude is like... Or no, that was an uppercut to the chin, though, and that's the big guy.
Yeah, there was somebody last week that they did the same thing behind the ear. I forget who it was.
Yeah, it was just like
Actually, I can tell you who it was. We'll flip back over this.
Wasn't on last week's card.
Wasn't?
No.
No, it was Cajun Johnson, dog.
Oh, it was Cajun Johnson?
Yeah. Cajun Johnson 100% just caught him behind the ear and fucking flattened him. It looked almost exactly like the Volkan one, except the dude Volkan knocked out didn't just fucking faceplant and hold the back of his head. It was crazy looking. It was so ridiculous looking, it looked fake. That's how hard he hit him in the face. Like, it looks like the dude passed out on accident because he was tired. It was weird. But yeah, overall, I'm excited for this whole card. Like, I feel like people are underestimating this card, right?
Yeah, big time.
Like, because there's a lot of very good matchups.
Match, I get it, but this is a solid card.
I do too, to be fair. Yeah, I'm very excited about Canelo Triple G. I think that's gonna be super fun. But I like MMA more, so I'm just gonna watch that live probably. I always do everything dual screen. I'll have both up.
All I know is if Triple G wins tomorrow night, there's gonna be a lot of mad employees at my work on Sunday.
Dog, either way, there's going to be a lot of mad employees.
I was trolling them already. Like.
No, because they're going to be mad either way because everyone's going to say, like, oh, well, Triple G is the real Mexican. And then they're going to be like, I agree, bro, but that's not cool, bro. They're all going to sound like Pauly Shore. It's going to be awful.
No, Yahweh, claro.
Orale.
No mames, after Canelo loses.
Right?
Yeah.
Pinche güeros.
Yeah, ese no chingón on that
That's
one.
That's right. Fucking Russians.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be fun, man. I'm excited about it. Anything else you wanted to shout out? I guess we should wrap this shit since we're just rambling at this point.
I'm all done.
Perfect. Well, we will go ahead and wrap this here. If you guys don't know, you can find us on thesoundofviolence.com, SOVpod.com. You can email the show, SOVpod. Oh, yeah, SOVpod@gmail.com. Chris, thesoundofviolence.com.
That's right.
You can hit us up on Twitter, TSOVpod, because we can't keep anything consistent, because goddamn everyone steals everything on every platform. And yeah, you guys can find Chris's Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Just at Chris Medafra.
That's right. He tweeted one thing ever.
Yep.
It was about CFFC.
Yep.
Which you guys can actually find out that Action Bronson is going to that show that we're going to go to at that same venue. So come if you yell Pulver in that venue, I will buy you a beer.
If you just yell SOV Pod,
yeah.
Like who?
If you yell Sound of Violence in that venue, I guarantee you I'll buy you a beer. And we will go ahead and wrap it there, but check us out. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube or a subscription. You can find us on fucking, I don't know, iTunes. I don't think we're on
Google Play, right?
We're on Google Play, we're on iTunes, we're on fucking Stitcher, we're on everything. We're on MMAPodcast.com, which I highly recommend checking out because it's just a very simple feed of every new MMA podcast that's worth a shit, as far as I can tell. So check all that out. Let us know what podcasts we should be listening to. Let us know what we're missing out on. And we'll go ahead and wrap it here. But Chris, anything else you wanted to shout out?
Nope.
Perfect. Well, we out until next time. But go check out this card. Go have some fun watching Triple G and Canelo. And until next time, everybody, go do something decadent. We out. Peace.